Welcome to the Fantasy Audiobook. Job transfer for all. Sign into Holy Angel at the beginning. Chapter 81. Subsequently, Xiaoyan put his little hand on top of the suit. A divine radiance flashed by. Xiaoyan's body and equipment were surrounded by dazzling brilliance. The prickly Qin Feng couldn't open his eyes. Xiaona was even more affected by the holy light, and she retreated more than 10 meters in a row before the power of the holy light slowly disappeared. After a few breaths, Xiaoyan reappeared in everyone's field of vision. I saw that the original crimson suit had turned into a piece of golden yellow, very gorgeous. Under the sunlight, it sparkles. Moreover, the original magma pattern on the equipment has also become a continuous flow of holy light, which looks extremely gorgeous and noble. After wearing this set of equipment, Xiaoyan's overall temperament has also undergone earth-shaking changes. The gentle and soft temperament is less, and there is more heroic taste, which seems to have a different taste. Good guy. After Xiaona, the black gold goddess of war, the child also became a golden goddess of war. It turns out that this is the correct way to open an angel. By the way, after wearing this suit, what happened to Xiaoyan's attributes? Qin Feng couldn't wait to check Xiaoyan's attributes. Holy Angel Xiaoyan. Grade. Tier 3 Angel of Power. Every level up gets 200 attributes. Grade. 21. Physique. 2376. Speed. 2130. Skills. Slightly. All attributes are all over the 2000 point mark. Qin Feng was so shocked that he was a little dazed. This is too powerful. You know, the child's level is only 21. This attribute is already comparable to the attributes that many third-rank humans can only achieve by wearing a complete set of platinum. It's outrageous. Qin Feng wants to ask now, who else? Isn't this God blocking and killing God, and Buddha blocking and killing Buddha? What cracks in the abyss, what His Majesty the strange demon, they are all rubbish in Xiaoyan's eyes. Qin Feng can't wait to enter the demon realm to fight. But his rationality still stopped him from this crazy idea. Xiaoyan's holy light power is really too pure. If it enters the devil world, it will be like a bright light in the dark night. It is estimated that as soon as he stepped in, he would be targeted by some powerful places. Qin Feng was not so arrogant that he ignored everything. Any strange demon over 4 weeks old can probably teach him how to be a man, so it's better to be on the safe side. Or you can wait for Xiaona to become stronger and go to the demon realm to do some things secretly. After all, Xiaona is originally a death attribute. Entering the demon realm is like a fish in water, and she will definitely be able to erupt with powerful strength. Ha, ha. After taking a few deep breaths, Qin Feng fixed his eyes firmly on the crack in the abyss. For the next period of time, it was just waiting for the rabbit to come, waiting for the strange monsters who couldn't open their eyes to come. I don't know that before the arrival of the Archmage. Can I still squat down to a strange demon at the level of His Royal Highness like 17? If there is another one, it will be really profitable. In the camp in the Twilight Forest. Inside the tent in the middle of the camp. Qi Gang, the dean of Zhanjiang College, was sitting on a rocking chair, sipping hot tea just brewed, with a relaxed expression. In front of him, there is a huge light screen. The screen is divided into 2 halves, one half shows the training points of the trainees, and the other shows a video call. The owner is Zhu Huo, the dean of the Academy of Elements. Zhu Huo looked at Qi Gang with a smile on his face and said, "How about it? Let me just say it. That little guy Zhang He's score will surpass Qin Feng sooner or later. How about it? Let me say it right." Cut. Qi Gang snorted disdainfully. Qin Feng has been away from the Twilight Forest for more than 10 days, and Zhang He's score barely caught up. What's there to brag about? Then don't worry about it. Zhu Huo smiled very sinisterly. Who made that little fellow Qin Feng so ambitious? He thought that he would be able to stabilize his score by killing a ground dragon. He underestimated the quality of this class of students too much. Don't talk about Zhang He. If Chu Tianfeng is not dead, I am afraid that the score at this moment has surpassed Qin Feng, right? Qi Gang was noncommittal and did not continue to discuss this topic. After pondering for a while, he asked, after Chu Yan died, there was no movement in the Chu family. Hearing Qi Gang's words, Zhu Huo also became serious. Don't worry, I'm keeping a close eye on them. Even if they make any moves, I will know in time. The students of my Shengjing University are not soft persimmons that aristocratic families like them can knead at will. Yeah, that's good. Qi Gang nodded. It's already too much for the Chu family to send out a 3-rank elder. If they don't know how to measure, I don't mind letting them have a taste of Shengjing University's fangs. And that kid Chu Tianhe, as a native of my Fengshan province, unexpectedly chose not our school, but went to Kyoto University. He also helped Kyoto University win the national championship 3 years ago. If the principal didn't stop me, I would have skinned that kid sooner or later. Click. When Qi Gang mentioned Chu Tianhe, the teacup in his hand exploded and turned into powder all over the place. It's no wonder Qi Gang is so angry, it's because the ranking in the national competition is really important. Because, the amount of resources the school can get from Shaguo officials is directly linked to the ranking of the Dabi. The resources that the first place can get are about a third more than the second place. It doesn't seem like much, but someone once calculated that if 1/3 of the extra resources are all piled up on one person, then even if this person is a waste, he can be directly promoted from level 0 to level 70 or above. Calculated in this way, this 1/3 of the resources appears to be extremely terrifying. After all, the number of 4-turn professionals in a province is very rare. HMPH. Hearing Chu Tianhe's name, Zhu Huo's expression suddenly sank. Dean Qi, it's not good. At this moment, a figure rushed in from outside the tent. Before Qi Gang could speak, the figure ran directly to Qi Gang's table, picked up the teapot, and poured it out. He didn't stop until he drank all the water in the teapot, looked at Qi Gang and said, Dean Qi, something is wrong. Qi Gang stared at the teapot, with a look of pain in his eyes. It was just brewed top-notch Longjing tea. This kid gave me mineral water. Not having time to worry about Qi Gang's increasingly gloomy face, Zhao Kai threw the tea horse on the table casually and said, Dean Qi, a rift in another world has been found in the Broken Wind mountain range. Moreover, this rift should have existed for a while, and more than 40-level strange demons have already escaped from it. Tang. Qi Gang shot up from the chair and grabbed Zhao Kai's shoulder. What you said is true. Where is the crack? Take me there. After finishing speaking, Qi Gang looked at Zhu Huo again. Old Zhu, come quickly. Before he finished speaking, a space gate emitting light appeared out of thin air in Qi Gang's tent. Then Zhu Huo walked out of the gate quickly. This is the long-distance space teleportation skill that can only be mastered by an archmage who has turned 4 or more. Although it consumes a lot of mental energy, after hearing the space crack, Zhu Huo can't control it so much. He directly forcibly opened the portal, and teleported over in an instant. Zhao family boy, where is the space crack? Tell me the space coordinates quickly. Zhu Huo also looked at Zhao Kai and said eagerly. Yes, yes. Zhao Kai talked for a long time without saying anything. Both deans, don't listen to Zhao Kai's nonsense. At this time, 2 people ran in from outside the tent, panting. It was Xiaoyun and Li Chang. After saluting to Qi Gang and Zhu Huo, Xiaoyun slowly said, the situation is far less urgent than what Zhao Kai said. Qin Feng and Shangguan Yu have already gone to the rift in the other world to suppress the strange demons and guard the rift. Presumably with Qin Feng's strength, there is no problem in guarding a rift that has just formed. Both Qi Gang and Zhu Huo were dumbfounded, and said in disbelief. What did you say? Qin Feng and Shangguan Yu went to suppress the crack in the alien world. Ah, there are actually 3 people, and Wang Ya also participated in it. Xiaoyun scratched his head and said. Nonsense. That's all for Qin Feng. Shangguan Yu, as an old student, has followed Qin Feng's nonsense. Doesn't she know that strange monsters are far stronger than monsters of the same level? Strange demons at level 40 are simply not something she can deal with. Isn't she going to die? If the 3 people in front of him were also the serial students of Shengjing University, Zhu Huo would regard these 3 people as mentally ill. A sophomore, plus 2 freshmen who have just entered school, went to suppress the rift in the alien world. Why don't you tell me the fairy tale? Xiaoyun scratched his head awkwardly. Shangguan Yu really can't deal with strange demons, but Qin Feng can. In Qin Feng's eyes, those strange demons are just like chickens and ducklings. There is no difference. I think Qin Feng didn't even need to do anything. His angel has already eliminated all the strange demons. Afterwards, Xiaoyun explained the battle scene in detail with the two directors. In order to convince the dean, Xiaoyun even went so far as to detail what fruit Qin Feng ate during the battle. You mean, Qin Feng killed the strange demon team while eating grapes? Qi Gang was also dumbfounded. It's not Qin Feng, it's Qin Feng's angel, Xiaoyun corrected. Li Chang also kept nodding beside him, and said, that's right, it's grapes, peeled grapes. This day, the sun was shining and the sky was clear. Broken Wind Mountain Range, the alien world crack. Qin Feng feels that the whole life is a taste of happiness. It's really cool. This half-month, every day, he either basks in the sun, looks at the scenery, chats and farts with a few peerless beauties, or sleeps on the back of a little earth dragon like Simmons. It's a completely flat life. But this can't be blamed on Qin Feng's laziness. If it's to blame, Xiaona is too hardworking. Xiaoyan's level was much higher than hers, and she got a brand new suit. The pressure came to Xiaona's side in an instant. So in order to compete with Xiaoyan in front of Qin Feng, Xiaona has put in extra efforts in the past half-month. The whole day is squatting in front of the crack, waiting for the blinding strange monster to come, and then kill it quickly, so that others have no chance to make a move at all. Wang Ya was used to it. Anyway, she was lying flat all the time, and Sheng Wanyu had to accept this result after a few days. Sitting obediently on Dailong's back, he completely entered the state of lying down. Brush. At this moment, a blinding black light flashed from the crack in the foreign world. The next moment, 10 strange monsters with a level of 50 came out of the crack. As soon as his vision changed from blurred to clear, he saw a long spear approaching his eyes as fast as a thunderbolt. After that, I only felt a pain in my chest, and my eyes went dark, and I completely lost consciousness. He didn't even take a breath of air from the human world, and fell to the ground with a thud. Another 10 third-rank strange monsters have arrived. Qin Feng glanced casually, then lost interest. A pair of 3, let's go. Then he threw out the last 2 poker cards in his hand. HMPH. Wang Ya's pretty face was full of depression. Brother Qin is really too bad. It doesn't matter if you are so strong, but you are so good at poker. After playing for several days, I played with Sister Shengguan never won. Stop playing. As she spoke, Wang Ya threw a handful of poker in her hand to the ground. That's right, Qin Feng, you are too much, you don't know how to let us both. Shengguan Yu also looked at Qin Feng and said. Qin Feng smiled. He knew that arguing with a woman is the most stupid thing. So I changed the subject and said directly, this is the 50th wave of strange demon squads we have encountered these days. Their level has also risen from the initial level 45 to level 50 for the 3rd turn. If this rate continues, I am afraid that within 2 months, the level of the strange demon will be raised to the 4th turn. At that time, the distance from the new 10,000 the clan battlefield is not far away. Hearing Qin Feng's words, Shengguan Yu shifted his attention and said, yes, the speed at which the cracks formed is really too fast. I guess there may be high-level strange demons on the other side of the demon world, and they are using some methods that can fuel the flames. Otherwise, it will take at least 1 to 2 years for a new 10,000 races battlefield to be fully formed. Ha ha ha, Qin Feng smiled. I hope that some important person from the demon race will come over, but I miss His Highness the demon race so much. Boom. As soon as Qin Feng's voice fell, there was a thunderous explosion from the crack. Human, you dare to kill my favorite little son. You are looking for death. Accompanied by the sound, the area of the alien world rift expanded rapidly. In just a few breaths, the range from 1 meter by 5 meters has been doubled. Next moment, a thick palm with a diameter of more than 5 meters protruded directly from the crack, pressing down in the direction of Qin Feng and the others. Boom. The speed of the finger seems to be extremely slow, but in fact it is extremely slow, but Qin Feng has an idea in his heart that he can't avoid this finger. No matter where he fled to the ends of the earth, this finger will crush him to pieces. Clang. At this moment, a sound similar to the collision of swords came. It turned out that it was Xiaona who made the shot. She hit with all her strength and stabbed the spear at her finger, trying to slow down the falling speed of her finger. But it doesn't help at all. The strength of the fingers is really too great. It even directly sent Xiaona flying. After spitting out a mouthful of blood in the air, he fell to the ground, and then his eyes went black, and he passed out directly. Seeing that Xiao Na couldn't stand it, Xiaoyan also shot decisively, and the light flashed, flying out of Qin Feng's hair. The giant sword shot out a dazzling holy light, and slashed at the finger with a full blow. Boom! Although it has the restraining effect of the power of the holy light, the giant sword only left a shallow white mark on the top of the finger. Afterwards, Xiao Yan was also sent flying. The sword of sanction was thrown away from the palm of his hand, and it was thrown obliquely into the ground. Seeing both angels couldn't stop the finger for a moment. The faces of Qin Feng and the three of them became extremely pale. But the three did not give up their plans to resist. They all used their control skills in an attempt to delay the film. But how could the three of them be able to do something that neither Xiaoyan nor Xiao Na could do? Am I really going to die here? Qin Feng fell into despair. But at this time, ha ha ha, a loud laugh came from not far away. Since the demon lord doesn't want this finger anymore, I, Qi Gang, will reluctantly accept it. Next moment, I saw a white sword light, swipe, flashing past. There was a bloody scar on the joint of this terrifying finger. Puff! Afterwards, blood spewed out like a fountain. Ah, Qi Gang, you dare to break my finger. A scream came from the other side of the crack. He, how could I, Qi Gang, miss the delicious food delivered by Lord Demon Lord? Don't worry, I will definitely burn your finger well, Lord Demon Lord doesn't have to worry about wasting it. As soon as the words fell, a burly figure more than 3 meters tall appeared on top of this finger. It was Qi Gang. Immediately afterwards, he stomped heavily on his foot. There was a click. This finger broke directly and broke in the middle. Boom! The finger landed on the ground, splashing countless dust, shaking the ground tremblingly. Qi Gang, and that kid, just wait for me. I will definitely avenge this revenge. After another threatening voice sounded from the other end of the crack, the remaining section of the finger quickly retracted. Then it disappeared in the blink of an eye, as if it had never been there. Thank you Dean Qi for saving your life. After Qin Feng saluted Qi Gang, before waiting for the other party to reply, he hurriedly ran towards Xiao Na and Xiao Yan. It's okay. I just passed out. Qin Feng first came to the side of Xiao Na who was looking miserable, and after applying a healing technique, he was sure that the other party was fine, so he breathed a sigh of relief. Squeezing Xiao Na's pretty face, see if you're still so naughty in the future. Brush. With a thought in Qin Feng's mind, Xiao Na turned into a villain and was put into Qin Feng's pocket to recover from her injuries. Then, came to Xiao Yan. After all, Xiao Yan's level is much higher than Xiao Na's, and her equipment is better, so it's just some skin trauma. After one treatment, there was no problem, and then he became a villain, and went back to sleep in Qin Feng's hair. At this time, Qin Feng was completely relieved, and ran back to Qi Gang's side, bowed deeply, and thanked again. Thank you Dean Qi for saving your life. Oh, you kid, I said no thanks, no thanks. Qi Gang hurriedly helped Qin Feng up. If I really want to say thank you, I should thank you, and our Shengshu University should thank you. Quote. That's right, Kid Qin, if you really want to say it, Lao Qi really needs to thank you. At this moment, Zhu Huo suddenly appeared beside Qin Feng. He looked at Qin Feng with an expression of appreciation. This old guy, it's all thanks to you that I was able to chop off one of the devil's fingers this time. The devil is cunning, and it is something to brag about being able to hurt him. Lao Qi cut off a finger right now, which has already made him proud for the rest of his life. It is estimated that the deans of the other 3 colleges will turn green when they hear this news. Ha ha ha, our Shengjing University, this time it is a wolf that has made a splash. And it's at such an important time when the national freshman competition is about to be held. Let's see who can suppress the limelight of my Shengjing University. Qin Feng, well done. After finishing speaking, Qi Gang and Zhu Huo couldn't help laughing again. Hearing that this matter could bring honor to the school, a smile appeared on Qin Feng's face. Okay, Lao Zhu, let's talk about other things later. Let's start sealing the crack first. Qi Gang looked at Zhu Huo and said. It's simple. The Demon Lord knows that you and I are here, so he will definitely give up this crack directly. It doesn't take much effort at all. Sure enough, as Zhu Huo said. The Demon King knew that the 2 principals were here, even if he resisted, it would be meaningless. So just give up this crack completely. After Zhu Huo placed more than a dozen formation of Li Jiao materials around the crack. Zhu Huo formed complex handprints one after another with his hands, and at the same time chanted a magic spell that did not belong to humans. The material also began to emit a faint light, rushing towards Lai. Afterwards, the dark and deep crack unexpectedly became smaller at a speed visible to the naked eye. In less than 10 minutes, the cracks disappeared completely, as if it had never been there. That's all right. Qin Feng walked back and forth twice at the original crack like a curious baby, and really didn't feel any spatial fluctuations. Zhu Huo nodded. It has been hundreds of years since the foreign world invaded, and the sages of mankind have long developed a method that can perfectly seal the crack. As long as the sealing process is not disturbed, it is very simple to seal the crack. Qin Feng nodded and understood. It is not difficult to seal the crack. The real difficulty is how to avoid external disturbances when sealing the cracks. This is the real difficulty. It seems that if you want to completely seal the large cracks like the 10,000 races battlefield, you have to kill all the strange demon armies on the battlefield, and you must be completely terrified to avoid interference in the sealing process. There is a long way to go. Qin Feng was extremely emotional. Okay, don't think too much. When you grow up completely, maybe this day will come. Qi Gang seemed to have seen what Qin Feng was thinking, and patted his shoulder and said. Subsequently, after a few people tidied up the battlefield again. Then he took the space teleportation array created by Zhu Huo and returned to the camp in the Twilight Forest. And after Qi Gang returned to the big camp, he didn't stop for a single step. After arranging Qin Feng and the others to the camp, he returned to Shengjing City in the long-distance teleportation array non-stop. All the important matters here are all handled by Zhu Huo. And Qin Feng had guessed that Qi Gang must have gone back to school to show off, so he smiled slightly and didn't pay much attention to it. No matter whether Qi Gang is in the process of showing off, whether he adds Qin Feng's credit or not, Qin Feng is indifferent. There are advantages to being famous, and there are advantages to hiding clumsiness. Qin Feng has gained enough this time. He is quite satisfied, and he has always only had one attitude towards these false names. That is, when the strength is strong, the reputation will naturally come. Paying attention to these reputations, it is better to seize the time to improve one's own strength. When the strength is strong, go and kill a demon king in person and come back, that is the real fame in the world. Organized my mind. Qin Feng began to check the harvest of this trip. The trip lasted 30 days. The level has been raised from level 22 to level 25, and his divine blessing and experience boost to auxiliary angel skills have also been upgraded to 2 levels by him. The second is that Xiao Yan has advanced to Quan Angel, and his level has been upgraded to level 23, which is almost catching up with Qin Feng. And Xiao Na's level has improved by leaps and bounds, and she has reached level 18. Of course, this is also because Xiao Na is extremely introverted, guarding in front of the 160 door of the crack all day, personally killing strange monsters. The experience must be big. So it is only natural that the level rises so fast. Oh, I didn't expect that in this year, even angels have started to evolve. Qin Feng sighed with emotion and continued to count the harvest. The next step is the harvest on the equipment and treasure chests. 32 bronze treasure chests, 13 silver treasure chests, 4 gold treasure chests, and 1 platinum treasure chest. Coupled with the equipment worn by Xiaoyan and Xiao Na, Qin Feng's wave can be said to have taken off directly. Selling the props opened from these treasure chests to the school may not have to worry about the credits for the next dungeon this year. Brush. Looking at these low-level treasure chests, Qin Feng has no intention of saving them. Open all directly. The instant light almost blinded Qin Feng's eyes. Qin Feng ignored those bronze and silver props, directly ignored them, and collected them into the system space like tatters. Those gold equipment also left a handguard that he could wear, and the rest were thrown into the space. Later, Sheng Guanming and Wang Ya are going to pick and choose, and take away the ones that can be used, and sell the ones that are not needed to the school directly. Next, there is only 1 platinum chest left. Qin Feng didn't hesitate, and opened it directly. After all, for him now, platinum props, that's all, nothing unusual. Brush. The luxurious light flickered past. A potion bottle as black as ink appeared in Qin Feng's hands. The potion has been prescribed again. Such luck. Qin Feng was incomparably surprised, and used the identification technique on the potion. Blood Vein Potion of Flame Strange Demon. Grade: Platinum. Effect: after using it, you can awaken the blood of the flame monster, increase the 4-dimensional attribute by 100 points, and increase the affinity of the fire attribute by 10%. Fire Attribute Affinity. Increase fire attribute damage by 10%, reduce fire attribute damage received by 10%. Wow! The moment Qin Feng saw the properties of the potion, Qin Feng exclaimed. The properties of this potion are not bad. It actually increased the 4-dimensional attribute by 100 points, and also increased the fire attribute affinity by 10%. This is a good thing. An attribute that is more important than the 4-dimensional attribute. Reduce fire attribute damage by 10%, which greatly increases his fault tolerance rate when facing fire attribute creatures in the future. It can be said to be the nemesis of fire attribute creatures. No hesitation. Qin Feng directly pulled off the cork and gulped down the potion. Medicine into the throat. The terrifying energy is like an endless mountain torrent, pouring down towards the limbs and bones. Qin Feng's entire body was as red as a boiled prawn. This is all caused by too much energy. Fortunately, Qin Feng's physical fitness was strong enough, and he was quickly absorbed by the potion's energy. His muscles have become stronger, and he looks very smooth, without the slightest bit of fat, which is very beautiful. You have taken the blood potion of the flame monster, awakened a trace of the blood of the flame monster, the 4-dimensional attribute has increased by 100 points, and the affinity of the fire attribute has increased by 10%. At the same time, a pleasant reminder sounded in Qin Feng's mind. Ha, ha, Qin Feng swung 2 fists at the air, and the air made an ear-piercing crackling sound. He couldn't help being very satisfied. Drip, drip, drip. After resting for a while, a message was displayed on Qin Feng's smart watch. The message was sent by Zhu Huo. Zhu Huo, the special enrollment training has officially ended, and the ranking of this training will be announced below. First place, Qin Feng. Second place, Zhang He. Third place, Wang Ya. The ranking rewards were distributed to your hosts by the school, and you can receive them after you return to school. Now, all special recruits are requested to return to school within 2 days to prepare for the on-campus freshman competition. Sender: Zhu Huo. The information ACBF is very simple. It's about some training camps, and notifying the students to return to school within 2 days to prepare for the freshman competition. Qin Feng glanced at it, then closed the message. Then he packed up some luggage, called Zai Ya and Shengguan Shang, and set foot on the teleportation array back to the school. In the center of Twilight Forest, in a densely wooded forest. Violent, cross-cut, brush, a blood-colored cross sword slashed out. It directly hit a man-faced spider that was biting towards Zhang Hepu. The body of this man-faced demon spider is almost the size of a house, and its level has reached level 35, and its level is even more terrifying gold level. But as soon as you touch this cross-sword energy, the body is as fragile as tofu. It was cut into smooth 4 halves by the sword energy, and then exploded. Blood as black as ink splashed everywhere. But the sword energy was still carrying the aftermath, and it slashed heavily on a 3-meter thick tree, and blasted the tree to pieces, before the sword energy slowly dissipated in the field. Ho, ho, ho. Seeing this scene, Zhang He opened his red eyes wide, and let out a bloodthirsty howl that did not belong to humans. Then the body pounced on the spider's body like a cheetah. Then, like a wild beast, it began to gnaw on the corpse of the magic spider. As flesh and blood poured into Zhang He's body, the red light on his body gradually dissipated, and the expression on his face slowly returned to calm from ferocious terror. Ha ha ha. Zhang He looked at the bloody body and couldn't tell what kind of creature's corpse it was before he was alive, so he laughed wildly. The 10th gold-ranked boss. Now who can stop me from winning the first place in the training camp? Qin Feng, Chu Tianfeng, I want you to know that Zhang He is the strongest. Didi. Just then, the smart watch on his wrist sounded a reminder. The next moment, a message popped up from the watch. Bless fire, the training camp is over, and the ranking of the training camp is: First place, Qin Feng. Second place, Zhang He. After seeing the message, Zhang He's face darkened visibly to the naked eye. Why, I worked hard and desperately in the Twilight Forest for a month, and killed 10 gold-level bosses. The rest of the mobs can't even be counted. Why did Qin Feng get the first place in the training camp? I don't agree. Zhang He roared violently. I don't believe it. I don't believe there is someone stronger than me in this class of freshmen. Qin Feng, just wait. The freshman Dobby is above. I will definitely make you look good. The other side, Qin Feng, Wang Ya and others have already returned to the school. Shangguan Yu returned to her own villa because she was also a member of the previous 001 series and had her own villa. But before leaving, he also agreed to Qin Feng's invitation to play dungeons together in the future. Qin Feng didn't know if this was the right approach, because he found that the friends who teamed up with him became more and more lazy, and the thought of lying flat had penetrated into the bone marrow. Especially Wang Ya. Since forming a team with Qin Feng, it has been a long time since she released her skills. Qin Feng even wondered if her magic staff had fallen into ashes. He was a little worried whether Shangguan Ming would follow in Wang Ya's footsteps. Shook his head, Qin Feng drove these random thoughts out of his mind. Don't care about him so much, because he can't let them follow him for the rest of his life. Anyway, Qin Feng didn't mind having 2 more oil bottles, but he was afraid that no one would peel fruit for him to play poker. It would be nice to have 2 more beauties to accompany me. Subsequently, Qin Feng lay down on the bed after washing. He casually edited a post about the Chu family's collusion with the Xingfeng pirates, threw it on the school's forum, and closed his eyes to get ready for sleep. The moment I closed my eyes, a month's exhaustion washed over me like a tide. A few breaths. Qin Feng fell asleep in a drowsy state, and fell into a dreamland. The moment Qin Feng posted this post, the entire forum was completely detonated. After all, the Xingfeng bandits are the largest group of robbers in Fengshan province. They rob houses, kill people and set fire to them. They do all sorts of crimes. It can be said that it is a sharp sword pierced on the heads of people in Fengshan province. Everyone hated this gang of robbers. In normal times, if anyone kills a bandit, everyone will appreciate and clap their hands. Successive official organizations will also announce their praise. Now, Qin Feng actually found out the forces behind the Xingfeng bandit directly, and even got rid of the leader T-Beard. How can such news not be hot and shocking? Is Qin Feng's post real or fake? He wiped out the Xingfeng pirates all by himself and claimed that his family is behind the Xingfeng pirates. Isn't this too explosive? I guess this matter is true. After all, Qin Feng has already posted a photo of Ironbeard's head. He is a newborn 001 sequence, so it is not possible to deceive people with P pictures. And this picture is real. P can't be so real. It makes sense. I just said, if the Xingfeng pirates hadn't been cultivated by the forces behind them, how could they be so strong? It turned out to be the Chu family. That's right. The Chu family's main business is to create monster materials and weapons. This feeling is completely consistent with the Bloody Wind Bandits. Isn't the reason why the Bloody Wind Bandits are so strong because their equipment is much better than ordinary hunters? Quote. In addition to agreeing with Qin Feng, of course there are also those who oppose it. Zhang He was the first to bear the brunt. Don't be ridiculous. What is the strength of Ironbeard? A veteran 3-rank powerhouse. And the equipment must be at least gold level. What did Qin Feng use to kill him? I think some big boss took the initiative to teach Ironbeard a lesson, and Qin Feng just picked up a mistake. And what about colluding with the Chu family? I don't think Qin Feng was afraid that Chu Tianfeng would steal his sequence, so he slandered him. I also said that the Xingfeng pirates were cultivated by my Zhang family. It's funny. A freshman who is the first person to play such a dirty trick, Zhang He, disdain to be with him. 2 days later, in the freshman competition, I will definitely pull Qin Feng down from the 001 position, to let everyone know that Tai is just a clown for public favor. After Zhang He finished speaking, it also aroused the approval of many people. That's all. This post by Qin Feng is getting more and more popular. Even within an hour of its release, tens of thousands of floors were piled up directly. There are countless retweeters. What's more, he even tweeted dozens of media news in one go. Then, there was an uproar in the entire city of Shengjing. Even Qin Feng didn't expect that one of his posts would have such a huge impact. Perhaps, this is the old saying, a man's name is a tree's shadow. Especially a hot spot. Therefore, his words can have a great impact. If an unknown person were to post this post, I'm afraid it's gone forever. At the same time, on the top of the hill next to Qin Feng, in an equally extravagant villa, with wet hair and pink pajamas, Sheng Guanyu shrank herself into the sofa casually. After closing her eyes and meditating for a while, Sheng Guanyu took out the smart terminal, found a phone number, and dialed it. After waiting for a long time, a middle-aged man with a majestic appearance and a Chinese character face appeared on the light screen projected by the smart terminal. This middle-aged man is Sheng Guanyu's biological father, Sheng Guanba, who is also the generalissimo of the military department of Fengshan Province, and one of the few generals in Xia Kingdom. After Sheng Guanba saw his daughter, he smiled, and a trace of gentleness appeared on his majestic face. "My precious daughter, did you get into some trouble again, and just remembered to call your father?" "Father!" Sheng Guanyu shouted angrily. I know, what's the matter, tell me quickly, your father is busy. Do you remember the Qin Feng I told you about? Well, I have a little impression, what's the matter? He provoked you. Do you want your father to send someone to help you teach that kid a lesson?" Sheng Guanyu was a little speechless, wondering how this simple-minded father who only knew how to fight and kill all day long worshipped the general and became the marquis. Sighing, Sheng Guanming said, "I'm telling you something serious. I was saved by Qin Feng, and Qin Feng's strength is even stronger than what I told you last time. When he was more than 20 levels alone, he could suppress a small space crack by himself, and even killed a highness of the flame-strange demon family. It even caused a flame monster to attack, but in the end he failed, and Qi Gang cut off a finger, just retreated." Hiss. Sheng Guanba was slightly surprised. I still wonder how Qi Gang could cut off a finger from the devil world. So that's what happened. This kid is not bad. Well, Sheng Guanyu nodded, I just want you to hurry up and win Qin Feng over this time, so you can't miss it. The freshman competition will start in 2 days, and Qin Feng's light will gradually be revealed in everyone's sight. Well, I see, you don't have to worry about this. After Sheng Guanba finished speaking, he hung up the communication. After crooning, Qin Feng, a few times, he pressed the alarm bell next to the table, and after a while, a person dressed as a secretary walked in and saluted, "Marshal." "Well, there is a kid named Qin Feng in Shengjing University, just apply for military registration for him." After pondering for a while, Sheng Guanba said again, "Let's give him the rank of captain for the time being, and temporarily take the position of centurion in the barracks." The secretary was a little surprised. You must know that the best graduates of the 4 major martial arts schools are generally able to obtain the rank of lieutenant and the position of commander in command. Later promotions require solid military merits to be promoted. But this Qin Feng is just a freshman, what can he do? Moreover, the position of captain was temporarily set, how could the secretary not understand the meaning of this? That is to say, when Qin Feng actually enters the camp, he might be able to reach the school-level position directly. But the minimum strength requirement for the school level is also the rank 3 realm. And it's not an ordinary rank 3, it must be a hidden profession, or the combat power is much higher than that of ordinary people, and it may be promoted to the school level. This step does not know how many people got stuck. As for Qin Feng, who has no military achievements at all, a freshman, who will only be 19 years old in a few months, unexpectedly. If it wasn't for Sheng Guanba's own words, the secretary would have wondered if he was dreaming. But the secretary followed the instructions without any objection. In his opinion, what the commander-in-chief said was the absolute truth. Seeing the secretary backing away slowly, Sheng Guanba thought for a while, and then reminded, "Tell Qin Feng after finishing this matter." The secretary almost stumbled and fell to the ground. "What's the matter? I'm telling Qin Feng after I'm done, because I'm afraid Qin Feng won't agree." This shit. The secretary is numb. Compared to the hustle and bustle of the outside world, Qin Feng's sleep this time was extraordinarily sweet. But what puzzled him was that, why is it that the more I sleep, the more tired I am, and my waist is a little sore, what's going on? Just as Qin Feng wanted to stretch, he found that his arm had lost all sense. "Good guy." Qin Feng was startled, and quickly opened his eyes. Only then did I realize that my left and right arms were occupied by Xiaoyan and Xiaona respectively. As a result, the blood in his arm was not circulating, which made him lose his intuition. Okay, only then did Qin Feng understand why he felt so wishful this time. 0. Sin. Well, Qin Feng sighed. Forget it. Anyway, nothing happened today. Go to sleep. In this way, he slept in a daze until noon, when he was woken up by the notification tone of the watch. The person who sent the message was Qi Gang. Attention all freshmen, the opening ceremony will start on time tomorrow. The opening ceremony will be held immediately after the opening ceremony. Candidates are requested to make preparations before the battle in advance, arrive at the number 1 gymnasium on time, and participate in the opening ceremony and the freshman competition. Is it finally time to start the freshman competition? The training camp was delayed due to special reasons. This time, I finally have the opportunity to meet the talents from all over the country. I hope they don't disappoint me too much. After confirming the time and place of the competition, Qin Feng turned off the smart terminal. Then I opened the system panel every day. Sign in task. Location, Cold Wind Plain, 1293, 4292, sign in reward 5 stars. Cold Wind Plains. Should it be in Hejiang Province? Although after coming to Shengjing City, there are long-distance teleportation arrays leading to various places, so it is very convenient to go anywhere. But Qin Feng still decided to give up this check-in task. The reason is that the reward level for signing in is too low. These days, he has roughly figured out the sign-in level, which corresponds to the rank of this world. 3 stars correspond to gold. 4-star gold and platinum are all possible. 5 stars are 100% platinum rewards. To be honest, at this stage, the platinum reward is no longer so attractive to Qin Feng. It is not worth making a special trip to Hejiang Province for this. He intends to accumulate rewards to 9 stars or full stars, and then go to another wave. See if you can get a brand new angel out. After all, no one would dislike angels too much. Being able to fight and warm the bed at the same time, why not do it? Qin Feng looked back at Xiaoyan and Xiaona who were still sleeping. Secretly sighed. The school decoration is not humane at all. This bed does not have a 10 meters by 10 meters, who would look down upon. Scholars. Freshman contest is finally about to start. Great. After the freshman competition, the sequence rankings will also be refreshed simultaneously. Accommodation dormitories and credit allocation rules will also be refreshed simultaneously. I will definitely get a sequence ranking and live in the villa area. Brother, I'm too embarrassed to expose you. Do you want to live in the villa area? I think you want to invite the young lady to live in the villa area together. Cut. Being invited to that also shows that I am strong. The students who received the news were all extremely excited. Excited cheers broke out in the entire area of the freshman dormitory. Goodness see you. Which one who can enter Shengjing University is not the proud one? After entering Shengjing University, he didn't even have a ranking, so he was placed in a dormitory with 8 people, and endured the smell of hands and feet in the dormitory. How can they bear it? Moreover, after they entered Shengjing University, they discovered that Daxia's gold coins had no effect here. Meals, downloading copies, etc., almost everything needs to be paid by credits. And getting a higher sequence ranking is the easiest way to get credits. They are all working hard, waiting for the start of the freshman competition. They are all extremely looking forward to getting a sequence ranking, entering the villa area, and getting a better living environment. Of course, there are also many LSPs looking forward to being able to enter the villa area, so that they can invite their favorite girls to live together. Although cohabitation does not necessarily mean anything, but at least the chances are much higher if you are close to the water. Of course, in addition to the special recruits who entered the school for a month's training in advance, those freshmen who were recruited generally also wanted to see how they were different from the special recruits. Have you almost challenged the sequence ranking? After all, I haven't been idle for this month, and it may not be worse than the special recruits who have been trained. The freshman competition is finally here. This time, I want to let the special recruits know that the students we recruited generally are not soft persimmons. Well said. Hey, I thought so too. All people are extremely excited. Same moment. In Zhang's underground coliseum, Zhang He, who was fighting two fierce tigers, also received this news. The freshman competition is finally about to start. Qin Feng. In Zhang He's eyes, there is a bloodthirsty fighting spirit. Also is the #1 student in the college entrance examination in a province. He was naturally dissatisfied and disdainful of Qin Feng's ranking set by the school, thinking that Qin Feng definitely had some backdoor. But after returning from training camp, he knew that Chu Tianfeng had died in Qin Feng's hands, and that even Ironbeard had a very high possibility of being killed by Qin Feng. Zhang He understood that Qin Feng might be stronger than he imagined. But, so what? He is a bloodthirsty maniac. The stronger the opponent, the more bloody and fighting spirit in his heart can be aroused. Qin Feng, I drank your blood. Presumably my road to the second turn, or even the third turn will be smooth. Then let me see, is it you, an angel summoner, or me, a berserker, who is stronger? Boom. He killed the tiger with one punch. Then he hugged the corpse and began to gnaw on it. The appearance is incomparably cruel and bloody. The next day, 9:30 in the morning. There is still half an hour before the opening ceremony. The entire #1 gymnasium has been filled with dense crowds, a sea of people, an extremely lively scene. Except for the freshmen who stood in the center of the venue and participated in the ceremony. The surrounding spectator stands were also filled with seniors, as well as spectators from outside the school. Except for these spectators, in a small corner of the stadium, several small pavilions were erected. These small pavilions were all built by the top 5 associations in terms of overall strength. The purpose is to take this opportunity to recruit new students and expand the strength and scale of the association. Among these small pavilions, the one standing in the middle is particularly conspicuous. Because it is completely black, and some theme elements such as strange monsters and dark energy are drawn on the pavilion, which is out of place with the surroundings. This club is the #1 club in Shungjing University named Abyss Fisher. That's right, a society dedicated to finding and sealing the cracks in the abyss. Those who can enter it are all the proud sons of heaven. Our goal this time is to bring in at least 5 of the top 10 people in the sequence. Especially the #1 ranked Qin Feng, we must pull him into our Abyss Club. Recently, new Abyss cracks have appeared frequently in various places. We need to increase our manpower as soon as possible. Lin Shuji, the president of the Abyss Society, said. That's right, those who can set the school's default 001 will definitely have 2 brushes. And I heard that Qin Feng won the first place in the special enrollment training camp. Beside Lin Shuji, a girl with lavender hair said. I beg to differ. I heard that in this training camp, Qin Feng's score was obviously not as high as Zhang He's, and he was still designated as the #1 by default. I very much doubt that Qin Feng's moisture in the first place may have something to do with it. A boy said with a bit of yin and yang. Laugh. A provincial #1 scholar still needs a relationship. Zhang Qi, aren't you a distant relative of the Zhang family? Why are you kneeling and licking Zhang He and stepping on Qin Feng? The blue-haired woman said mockingly. Chu Lingling, you. Zhang Qi's face suddenly darkened. Quote exclamation mark. Quote. Lin Shuji waved his hand impatiently. The big competition is coming soon. Whether Qin Feng has strength or not, we will know right away. If Qin Feng doesn't have the strength to match his reputation, he is naturally not worthy of joining our Abyss Society. But if Qin Feng really has this strength, Zhang Qi, you have to apologize to Qin Feng yourself, if Qin Feng refuses the club's invitation because of your slander. HMPH. You can figure it out yourself. In the spacious gymnasium, the freshmen who had just registered formed a small group of 4 or 8, and stood together with the people in their dormitory, pointing at the special students in the field. Hey, have you seen that man with evil spirits all over his body? He is Zhang He, the champion of our college entrance examination in Hejiang province. Didn't you guys see the customs clearance video of Zhang He's final exam? Oh my god, it's so bloody that many people vomited after watching it. His video was directly banned by the authorities. Hearing this person's words, many people were shocked. No wonder Zhang He's video couldn't be found on the whole network. It turned out to be too bloody and banned. This is too outrageous. That's right, this is the first time I've heard that the college entrance examination video has been banned. Tell me, Who is stronger, Qin Feng or Zhang He? For group battles, Qin Feng. After all, the range of his angel skills is too large, but if it's for close combat, I think it's better to Zhang He. It's reasonable. While everyone is talking about, a tall figure walked in slowly from the door. Step, step, step. The footsteps of the figure seemed to step on the heartstrings of everyone, making everyone hold their breath. This is Qin Feng. Such a strong aura. Look at his level, hiss. Level 25. Oh my god. Qin Feng, is he dead? How long has it been since he changed his job? He's already level 25. Give him another 2 months, wouldn't he be going to a second job? When seeing Qin Feng, the freshmen and special admissions gasped. The tranquility level of freshmen is only 18, and the tranquility level of these special students is only 21 or 22. And Qin Feng, a summoner, with experience in pet allocation, still left them far behind in level. This shows that Qin Feng's strength is definitely far superior to theirs. And in this month's time, Qin Feng is definitely on a higher level map, spawning monsters and upgrading. That's it, I even won the first place in the training camp, outrageous. After many seniors in the auditorium authenticated Qin Feng's information, they also erupted into an uproarious discussion. Is this the first freshman? It's really too strong. The level is already higher than me, a senior student who has been enrolled for a year. That's right, even our fellow Shangguan Yu is not so outrageous. Just at this level, the crushing has been completed, right? What's more important, isn't this the proper first place? Not necessarily. Look at Zhang He, he also didn't hide his level information, and he has reached level 24. The gap of level 1 is not too big. That's right, such an evenly matched duel will be interesting, otherwise, wouldn't the freshman contest become Qin Feng's solo performance? Hear the discussion of the crowd. Zhang He's face also became more dignified. In his heart, although still calm. But the moment I really saw Qin Feng, an invisible pressure directly pressed on his body. It almost made him breathless. Now, he no longer has the certainty of winning. Except for Qin Feng, someone else noticed the long-haired girl who quietly followed Qin Feng without any sense of presence, Wang Ya. It was a shock to see this again. Who is this beauty next to Qin Feng? Her level has reached level 24. It's out of line. A little transparent next to Qin Feng. How did he catch up with Zhang He and tied for second in the audience? My gao, it's outrageous. Everyone was dumbfounded. Qin Feng and Zhang He have high grades, they can understand, after all, they are the number 1 in the college entrance examination, but what is going on with Wang Ya? I've never heard of it before, why is it suddenly level 24? In fact, the reason why Wang Ya's level is so much closer to Qin Feng's is because she has no skills. Most of Qin Feng's experience points were spent on skills. Otherwise, Qin Feng's level is conservatively estimated to be above level 27, or even higher. However, it is worthwhile for Qin Feng to do so, when the level of Holy Blessing is upgraded to level 2. The attributes that can be added to Xiaoyan and Xiaona have also increased from 10% to 20%. It's far more cost-effective than him upgrading a few levels. The students present are all the proud children from all corners of the country. Although the arrival of Qin Feng and Wang Ya caused a sensation. But it soon subsided. After all, no matter how strong others are, they are still others, and it is enough to be surprised after discussing for a while. They began to focus on this competition. I don't know what kind of method this competition will take. It's nothing more than the usual practice in previous years. Let everyone enter a dungeon space first, and decide the top 100 according to the points and clearance time. Then use the method of free challenge to determine the final sequence ranking. After all, some people's skills may be more suitable for the arena battle, and the ability to clear the dungeon may be weaker. The addition of the arena battle is also for the sake of fairness. A gentle man with glasses said swearingly. It makes sense, makes sense. I just don't know which secret realm will be used in this dungeon. Yeah, I don't know if the dungeon this time will be open to nightmare difficulty like the one in the college entrance examination. Probably not. After all, the copy in the university is much more difficult than the college entrance examination, and the danger is also much greater. It is too dangerous to open the nightmare difficulty. All the freshmen were chattering. Shish, don't guess, the principal is here. A sentence came out of nowhere, interrupting everyone's discussion, and the noisy environment at the scene became quiet in an instant. Everyone looked in the direction of the rostrum. A team of about 20 people slowly walked from the audience to the rostrum. The leader was a slightly fat middle-aged man who looked very kind and had a lot of silver hair on his head. This person is the principal of Shengjing University, Qin Zhenglai. Behind him are the deans of the 4 colleges, including Qi Gang and Zhu Huo. Behind them are some teaching directors of various grades, and the aura exuding from them is equally powerful. Wait until everyone is seated. Ha, ha, Qi Gang blew on the microphone on the table and said loudly. I believe many people already know me, so I won't introduce myself too much. This time, I will still host the freshman ceremony. First of all, let us welcome our principal, Mr. Qin Junction, with warm applause. On the rostrum, after Qi Gang introduced the leaders of the school to everyone, he made some simple speeches. The content is nothing more than introducing some specific rules in the school to you. How credits are obtained, the benefits of sequence ranking, and more. Because these can be checked on the school's official website, Qi Gang didn't talk too much nonsense. The theme of this competition soon began. Next, let's introduce the rules and reward system of this competition. The freshman big score is divided into 2 stages. The first stage is the copy challenge. The ranking is determined based on the points obtained from killing monsters and the clearance time. The second stage is the free challenge stage. Everyone has 3 chances to challenge for free. If you succeed in the challenge, you can exchange ranks with the other party. The challenged can admit defeat, but cannot refuse. Of course, in order to avoid wheel wars, after each challenge, there will be a special priest to heal your injuries. In addition, for the sake of fairness in this big competition, everyone can only wear the equipment provided by the school. As soon as Qi Gang finished speaking, the freshmen below immediately became excited. Great! The school will provide the equipment uniformly, so that the distance between me and the children of those big families has been shortened a lot. That's right, everyone is on the same starting line this time. I don't believe I will lose to those special recruits. That is, the spring of our general enrollment is here. Many children from poor families showed sincere smiles on their faces. Although during the college entrance examination, for the sake of fairness, the bronze equipment was restricted, but for the poor family, a set of bronze equipment is still out of reach. They originally thought that this competition would be the same as the college entrance examination. But unexpectedly, Shengjing University's grand competition is the fairest, putting everyone on the same starting line. In this way, a person's career potential can be fully tested. It can be said that the matter of fairness has been pulled to the extreme. Next, let me tell you about the rewards for this big competition. First place, choose 3 pieces of platinum equipment. Second place, 1 platinum pack. Third place, immediately a piece of platinum equipment. The rewards of the big competition were announced one by one, and the scene fell into a boil again. But Qi Gang didn't give everyone too much time to discuss. He directly stretched out his hand and threw a sublingual scroll in his hand into the air. Brush. A dazzling light flashed past. A teleportation vortex with a diameter of about 10 meters appeared in midair, and at the same time, Qi Gang's sonorous voice rang out in everyone's ears. I announce that the competition for freshmen has officially begun. The freshmen hurriedly looked towards the vortex in the sky. I saw that the vortex showed a dazzling white color, and the terrifying mana surged crazily. What's even more weird is that around this vortex, there is still a kind of crimson flame burning. What's the matter with this flame? It looks so pretty. See you for a long time, there is a flame burning beside the teleportation vortex. What does this mean? Looking at the teleportation gate in midair, doubtful expressions appeared on the faces of many freshmen. Even many old students on the viewing platform don't quite understand what this means. Only the children of some big families, when they saw the flames, seemed to have thought of something terrible, and complex expressions such as shock and excitement appeared on their faces. Given the strength and level of this freshman class, in order to allow the candidates to fully display their strengths, this dungeon not only opens up the nightmare difficulty, and also opened the difficulty of the abyss above the nightmare. Qi Gang's voice, in everyone's ears, exploded like thunder. It's actually the difficulty of the abyss. Oh my god, this is too outrageous. The difficulty of the abyss is 3 times more difficult than the difficulty of nightmare. The death rate has reached a terrifying 65%. Is the school crazy? This is too outrageous. That's right, the school is disgusted with the fact that the freshmen of this class don't die fast enough, right? Many seniors and sisters in the auditorium were stunned by the shock. However, it is different from the tension of these spectators. These special recruits who are about to participate in the big competition, besides being nervous, are more excited and eager to try, full of fighting spirit. I can't wait to end the fight immediately. After all, the students who can be specially recruited by Shungjing University have basically cleared the dungeon of nightmare difficulty during the college entrance examination. Therefore, not only did they not feel scared for the more difficult dungeons, but they were extremely excited. On the rostrum, Qi Gang glanced down. When he saw the expressions of the freshmen, he couldn't help frowning slightly. Afterwards, he even picked up the microphone to remind him. Abyss Dungeon, as the name suggests, in this dungeon, there will be demons under the abyss. You have to know that at the same level, the strength of demons is still higher than that of human hidden professions. You want to challenge the mentality of higher difficulty, I can understand. But I still want to advise you again, don't lose your life because of your arrogance. Weigh carefully the strength of your profession, and estimate your survival rate when encountering strange monsters. 520. I suggest that, except for the top students in the college entrance examination in each province, don't try to challenge the difficulty of the abyss. Otherwise, when you are in a dead end, don't blame me for not reminding you. Shungjing University has death indicators. If you die, you are really dead. Don't be willful. After finishing speaking, he just put down the microphone. He had said all he had to say. As for whether he can listen to it or not, it is beyond his control. Good words are hard to persuade, a ghost who is about to die. How to choose depends on the freshmen themselves. After shaking his head, Ji Gang said again. Give you the last 5 minutes of preparation time to choose the equipment you need. 5 minutes later, the dungeon will officially open. Enter the first stage of the competition. After hearing Qi Gang's words, all the students stopped discussing. Go to the shelf on the side of the stadium to choose equipment. Maybe it was because they knew that the difficulty of this big competition was relatively high, and the school was not too stingy. Prepared or complete sets of silver equipment. Qin Feng is not too polite. I took 2 sets of light armor directly, and the day set. The heavy armor is for Xiao Na, and the light armor is for Xiaoyan and herself. As for the fact that Xiao Na and Xiaoyan could no longer be worn by humans after wearing the equipment, Qin Feng subconsciously forgot. Just kidding, what is Qin Feng's identity? Even if 2 sets of gold equipment were scrapped, Qi Gang might just feel a little distressed, and it passed, and he wouldn't even blame Qin Feng. After all, the value of Qin Feng cannot be compared with just a few pieces of equipment. Jingle. Just like that, there was a sound of wearing equipment at the scene. No minutes later, so everyone is ready. The dungeon of the secret realm also emitted a brilliant brilliance simultaneously. The dungeon information appeared in everyone's sight. Secret Realm Dungeon. Spider Castle. Level. 20 to 40. Difficulty. Difficult, Nightmare, Abyss. Limited number of people. 1 to 5 people. Remarks. In the eerie spider castle, there are all kinds of terrifying spiders. It is said that a 3rd-rank human mage once entered it in an attempt to purify the spiders. But since the mage entered the castle, there has been no news about him on land. Sure enough, there is a dungeon with difficulty in the abyss, but why is it a disgusting creature like a spider? That is, the evolved spiders are all highly poisonous, and the spider webs they spit out are extremely difficult and disgusting. I haven't even entered yet, but I'm already disgusted by these spiders. After seeing the information of the dungeon, many people calmed down as if they had been poured a basin of cold water. Especially those special recruits who participated in the training camp had a bitter look on their faces. The man-faced spider in the twilight forest made them feel as uncomfortable as eating flies. Unexpectedly, in the blink of an eye, another spider castle appeared. As you can imagine, the types, levels and numbers of spiders in the spider castle must be much more than during the training camp. Now, they have to go directly to their lair. Just thinking about it makes my scalp tingle. In short, this dungeon is much more difficult than Twilight Forest. However, although the dungeon is difficult, it cannot stop the enthusiasm of the students to challenge. One by one, they connected their minds to the teleportation vortex, turned into light clusters one by one, and were sucked into the dungeon. Name: Zhang Junhao. Difficulty: Nightmare. Number of people: 1. Name: Wu Xiaoyan. Difficulty: Nightmare. Number of people: 1. Opening square bracket ... Difficulty 803. Nightmare. Those who can be admitted to Shengjing are all talented people from all corners of the country, and they all have their own pride. Therefore, the vast majority of people chose to clear the nightmare difficulty alone. Of course, there will also be people who choose to group up to 5 people, and go to the abyss to learn more about the difficulty. But such people are in the minority after all. Brother Qin, come on. After Wang Ya encouraged Qin Feng, she turned and entered the dungeon. After seeing the difficulty of Wang Ya's choice, there was another exclamation at the scene. Because, the difficulty she chose is the difficulty of single brushing the abyss. Qin Feng was not surprised when he saw this scene. In fact, Wang Ya's profession is very powerful, but she has been with Qin Feng all the time, and has no chance to make a move, being covered by Qin Feng's light. Now, her level has also improved, and she has already ranked second among all freshmen. Naturally, she will also challenge herself and obtain a higher sequence ranking. Phew. Afterwards, after Qin Feng let out a breath, he also entered the instance. There is no doubt that the difficulty of the abyss. Qin Feng, come on, let's compete. Seeing Qin Feng enter, Zhang He also stepped forward and directly entered the dungeon. The same as the difficulty of the abyss. After a while, all members entered the copy. At this time, Zhu Huo stood up and waved his hand gently. In the midair of the gymnasium, a huge 3D light screen appeared. Om, Om Acag. Om. Immediately afterwards, one picture after another appeared on the screen. There are a total of 50 images on the screen, all of which are very clear. No matter which direction you watch from, you can get the best viewing experience. There are even dedicated earphones on the side of the watching seats, which can achieve almost 100% immersive effect. Incredibly amazing. Brush. At this time, in the center of the screen, after a few blurs, a figure slowly emerged. Is a level 23 mechanic. The moment he entered the dungeon, hundreds of small robots that were as tall as a person were arranged. The arms of these robots are impressively equipped with small Gatling machine guns. Woohoo! Take off! After the mechanic screamed strangely, yellow fire snakes sprayed out from the machine gun of the little robot. The ammunition was connected together and shot towards the monster in front. On the screen, his points instantly skyrocketed a lot. But at this time, brush, another blur. The next moment, the mechanic was squeezed out of the center of the screen. A figure with a slender figure and a delicate appearance in a robe appeared in the center of the screen. Turn out to be. The position of the screen is not static, but is determined according to the points of killing monsters. The higher the score, the better the position displayed on the screen. And the person who pushed the mechanic out was Wang Ya. I saw her gracefully walking on the dark map, and she didn't make any movements, and there were pieces of pure white snowflakes floating on her body. Snowflakes covered the monster's body, and instantly condensed into ice. The next moment, it exploded into countless ice balls. The scene is not only not bloody, but full of a kind of southern scroll-like beauty. Let many viewers linger and forget to return. You have come to Spider Castle. The difficulty you choose is Abyss. The return scroll has been stored in your package, please pay attention to check it. Note: there will be a 3-second gap during the use of the scroll, and the teleportation will be interrupted if it is attacked during this period. The notification sounded, and Qin Feng had already entered the dungeon of the secret realm. His vision gradually changed from blurred to clear. He looked around and found himself in a deep and dark forest. For the time being, there is no trace of the castle. Fortunately, the forest is not very big, and there is only one path to pass through. Qin Feng didn't hesitate, and directly summoned Xiaona, and also took Xiaoyan out of the space, and put it on top of his head as a spare. It's finally out. I'm suffocated to death. As soon as Xiaona came out, she looked at Qin Feng and said with a resentful expression, "Isn't this letting you go out for activities?" Qin Feng pointed to the distant forest and said, there will be many places where you need to be active in a while, so don't let me lose the chain at a critical moment. Know it, Xiaona responded with a resentful expression, and then looked at the surrounding environment like a curious baby. Just at this time, a gentle breeze blew over, bringing a trace of bloody smell to Qinfeng and Xiaona's nostrils. Xiaona sniffed the air, her big charming eyes lit up curiously. Then he couldn't wait to pull Qinfeng and ran towards the direction of the bloody smell. After walking dozens of steps, we passed through a dense jungle. The field of vision suddenly widened. It was only then that Qinfeng discovered that in a small depression not far away, a group of car-sized spiders were gnawing on something with their heads down. From time to time, their mouths made a palpitating, hissing sound, which was very terrifying. And that strong smell of blood came from the unknown corpse under them. Hiss. As if sensing the aura of a stranger, those spiders turned around one after another, opened their densely packed eyes, and looked in Qinfeng's direction. Their eyes glow red. In this deep environment, it is extraordinarily gloomy and terrifying. Qinfeng checked the other party's attributes using appraisal. It was discovered that the other party was a tarantula named Black Widow. The grades are all at the bronze level, and the grade is not too high, only about 35. Qinfeng didn't observe too much. Just let Xiaona go up and clean it up. Brush. Xiaona flapped her wings violently, bringing up a gust of wind, and her body rushed past like an arrow leaving the string. Hiss, hiss. Seeing Xiaona's movements, the tarantulas also put down the food in their mouths, let out bursts of ear-piercing roars, and then charged towards Xiaona. These black widows don't know if it's because of the mutation, they seem to have lost the ability to spit poisonous threads. On the contrary, the 8 thighs evolved like sharp swords, deeply inserted into the ground with every step. Then, when these black widows rushed to Xiaona's side, they slashed off their thighs like blades facing Xiaona. Brush, brush. The thighs are so powerful that they tear the air apart. However, what frightened these spiders was, when they slashed down, Xiaona's figure disappeared in an instant. Puff. Total annihilation. A pitch-black spear suddenly appeared from behind them. Puff, puff. In an instant, the spear pierced countless spear flowers, and each spear pierced the spider's cerebellum with great precision. Subsequently, almost at the same time, a fountain of blood shot out from the heads of these spiders. Hiss, hiss. Then, they let out a piercing whining sound. But soon, these voices gradually dissipated. Their bodies fell to the ground with a clatter. Countless dust was splashed. Then, these spiders stood up shaking again, followed Xiaona's instructions, and explored in all directions of the forest. In the gymnasium, where is Qinfeng? Why hasn't Qinfeng come out yet? Could it be that Qinfeng couldn't beat the monsters in the Abyss dungeon at all, so he has no points? Don't talk nonsense. Qinfeng came in late, so the score is temporarily behind. It's out, it's out. Qinfeng's points are instantly number 1. It's outrageous. The monster points of Abyss difficulty are 3 times higher than those of Nightmare. Qinfeng killing 1 is comparable to others killing 3. Naturally, he will quickly rush to the first position. The moment Qinfeng's picture appeared, almost everyone locked their eyes firmly on him. After all, Qinfeng's name is too resounding. Function Provincial College Entrance Examination Champion, Default 001 Sequence, first place in the training camp. As long as Qinfeng participates in the competition, others will have to eat dirt behind. In addition, Qinfeng posted another post the day before yesterday, saying that he had eliminated the Xingfeng pirates, and pointed out the power behind it, the Chu family. This incident pushed him to the forefront, so the place where Qinfeng was the focus of the audience. Wow, this spider is too big. It looks like a tank. As expected of a dungeon with difficulty in the Abyss, the strength of this monster has increased by more than 3 times compared to Nightmare. That's right, it's estimated that the strength of one Abyss spider is more than 5 or 6 Nightmares combined. www. Since the establishment of Shengjing University, the dungeon with difficulty in the Abyss has not been opened many times. Even many young teachers have never seen it. The students couldn't hold back their curiosity and shouted excitedly. Hiss. I can see the attributes of the spider, a level 35 bronze mob. I'm sure, the mobs entering the arena are directly bronze level. This is too outrageous. That's right, if you just take out one of them, you can put it in Nightmare difficulty and use it as a mini-boss. And there are a lot of them, 1, 2, 3, 13 small bronze bosses. Oh my god. In the yelling of the spectators. 13 days ago, the spider put down the food in its mouth and charged towards Qin Feng. Each of them is like a heavy-duty armored vehicle, full of momentum and full of oppression overflowing the screen. Moreover, these spiders are not low in intelligence, and they didn't rush forward without thinking, but chose the tactics of encirclement and surrounded them in an arc. Why is Qin Feng still not moving? Quote question mark question mark question mark. How did Qin Feng take out the fruit? I saw it too. Qin Feng took out an apple and ate it. What do you mean? Qin Feng abstained directly. Watching Qin Feng's movements, the spectators were all stunned. You must know that these spiders also have high agility attributes. It seems that the distance between the two sides is several hundred meters, but they can rush to close and launch an attack in the blink of an eye. At this time, Qin Feng has not drawn out his weapon yet, but it is very dangerous. If you can't beat it, at least you can escape and find a chance to use the teleportation scroll. But this. Eat fruit. Outrageous open the door for outrageous. Outrageous is home. Brush. Just when everyone was extremely worried and confused. From the side of Qin Feng, a figure wearing black armor and holding a spear suddenly rushed out. I saw this figure in black, with 2 pairs of jet black wings more than 1 meter long on the back. The wings slammed, and the wind howled. The whole person disappeared in place in an instant. When everyone has not come back to their senses, the figure has appeared above the spiders. Brush, brush, brush. The gunfire all over the sky fell like raindrops. The next moment, more than a dozen painful roars sounded at the same time, and a large bloody hole appeared on the heads of many spiders at the same time. After that, these spiders were like deflated dolls, limply collapsed on the ground, completely dead. These more than a dozen big spiders were instantly killed. Did any of you see how many shots that figure fired in an instant? I saw it. There were 13 shots in all. Not one more and one not less. Shot to death. Many students swallowed a mouthful of spit, their eyes widened, and they still haven't recovered from the shock. Even many teachers on the rostrum couldn't help being stunned. These are 13 small bronze-level bosses. Just die. Hold on for less than 1 second. Even for diced tofu, it takes longer than this, right? Could it be that these monsters are just in vain? Not strong at all. Some students deliberately glanced at the screen of 5 people entering the Abyss dungeon in a team. On the screen, these 5 people were very safe, and they took the method of pulling monsters to clean up the monsters, but I don't know if it was because of operational errors. He actually pulled 5 spiders over at once. Obviously he couldn't hold on any longer, and the situation was precarious. That's right. This style of painting is worthy of the difficulty of the Abyss. This picture of Qin Feng is really too inconsistent. This figure in black armor is an angel, right? It's really too strong. It's an angel, yes, but why does it feel different from the one in the college entrance examination video? Maybe it has evolved. It's possible. No wonder Qin Feng is so confident. This angel's fighting power is really too strong. Quite a few students looked at Xiaona with envious expressions in their eyes. It would be great if I could have an angel myself. Presumably, when you are dreaming, you can wake up with a smile. Look, how those spiders came back to life. At this time, an exclamation interrupted everyone's imagination. Everyone quickly looked towards the screen. I saw those limp spiders standing up unsteadily again, and then running away in all directions. It quickly disappeared from everyone's sight. Is this the ability to manipulate the undead? It should be. This skill is outrageous. A warrior-type angel actually has the skills of a necromancer. This is really against the sky. That's right, this is the way of one man forming an army. It will be amazing if it grows up completely. Many students have expressed their sighs. Even Qi Gang was very surprised, his eyes fixed on the screen, and he sighed after a while. I didn't expect Qin Feng to have such a hand. I really don't know how many surprises are waiting for us in the future. Zhu Huo shook his head. I don't know, I'll find out after reading it. Buzz. Just when everyone was talking about it. In the second picture, more than a dozen spiders were also completely eliminated. Zhang He's figure slowly appeared in everyone's field of vision, but it was completely different from the style of Qin Feng's picture. 0. After Qin Feng experienced a battle, his body was still clean, and there was not even a little blood on the ground, and he looked very refreshed. But Zhang He is different. His body, including his face, was covered with hot blood, as if he had been rolled in a pool of blood. But Zhang He didn't seem to show any discomfort or nausea. On the contrary, he stuck out his tongue and licked the blood from the corner of his mouth little by little. Only then did he reveal a satisfied smile, and continued to move forward into the depths of the forest. Although this kid is also very strong, but it's just like this, it's really not flattering. Qi Gang looked at Zhang He, shook his head and said, "After all, he's a berserker. If he's a bit bloodthirsty, it shouldn't be a big problem." A teacher said with some doubts. "You do not understand." Qi Gang shook his head, revealing a nostalgic look. Berserker is a profession. If you allow yourself to be bloodthirsty, you can indeed explode a powerful force in a short period of time. But if you can't face up to your mentality and restrain yourself, I'm afraid that sooner or later you will completely lose your mind and become a lunatic who only knows how to kill. However, this little guy seems to have fallen into it very deeply. Even if I teach him personally, he may not be able to restrain himself. Pity. Hear Qi Gang's words. Zhu Huo also shook his head and let out a long sigh. I hope he can find his way back. I was quite optimistic about him. After all, the profession of berserker is a top hidden profession. Looking at his current state, it is estimated that he is eating a lot of wild monster meat every day. The blood and flesh of wild monsters contain a lot of violent factors. If they are eaten directly without processing, a person's habits will gradually become closer to those of wild beasts. If this continues, sooner or later, he will completely lose human sanity and become a monster. After listening to the explanations of the two deans, the teachers behind also understood. It turns out that although the profession of berserker is powerful, it still has this drawback. Although you let yourself be bloodthirsty, you can gain powerful power in a short time. But this is a short-term solution. A real berserker should constantly fight against the bloodthirsty and madness in his heart until he completely masters the power zone of blood. This method is the right way. Zhang He is on a bad path. He should not be called a berserker, but a blood demon, which may be more agreeable. However, the teacher's attention was quickly diverted. Because on the third screen, Wang Ya also cleaned up more than a dozen spiders, and walked towards the depths of the forest. The speed is second only to Qin Feng and Zhang He. This year's freshmen are really strong. Not counting Qin Feng, Zhang He and Wang Ya are also at the level of the previous Shengguan Yu. Wherever it is placed, it will be a character who can compete for the 001 sequence. A teacher stared at the big screen and said with emotion, "That's right, the reason why the difficulty of the abyss is turned on is that I am a little worried that the difficulty of nightmare is not enough for these little guys to play." Qi Gang smiled slightly when the special college entrance examination video was placed in front of him. Qi Gang was keenly aware that the students of this year were stronger than the previous ones. In addition to Qin Feng and Zhang He, there are several top students in the college entrance examination from different provinces and cities who entered the school, although these people are not as perverted as the first two. But in the past, it can also compete for the 001 sequence. So Qi Gang discussed with the other deans, and then directly opened the difficulty of the abyss at a high price. Now it seems that his choice was not wrong. Knowing that Qin Feng had left this place, he continued to explore for a long time. In the entire auditorium, heated discussions still erupted. Some said that Qin Feng was free and easy, some lamented that Xiao Na was too strong, and some expressed their love through the big screen and Su Feng. It can be said that it was extremely lively. However, these outside noises have nothing to do with Qin Feng. He has continued to walk towards the depths of the forest for 3 minutes. Fortunately, there is only one deep path in the forest, so Qin Feng will not take the wrong path and waste time. That's all. It took 2 minutes to walk. A black and simple castle finally appeared at the end of Qin Feng's sight. But obviously the dungeon will not allow Qin Feng to enter it so easily. Large spider webs were woven around the castle, on the walls, and on the tree trunks. Qin Feng took a rough look, and there were at least 100 spiders climbing on it. It looks very disgusting and scary. Hundreds of spiders. The difficulty has been increased by 10 times. It's crazy. Even Qin Feng couldn't help complaining. He had some doubts whether this dungeon was not intended for people to pass the level. Subsequently, Qin Feng used the identification technique again to check the attributes of the spiders. Monster Beast. Man-faced demon spider. Level 38. Rank Silver. Skills: Spider silk and sharp arrows, dense thunder nets. Monster: Armored spider. Level 38. Rank Silver. Skills: Strong armor, tough spider silk, guardian. Monster: Screaming spider. Level 38. Rank Silver. Skills: Sound wave of fear, sound wave of encouragement. Good guy. In addition to the quantity, the level and rank have also been improved. Those hundreds of spiders are all silver level small bosses. What's more excessive is their lineup. The front row, long range, and support are all complete. This is a small monster army. Looking at the information displayed by the appraisal technique, Qin Feng couldn't help squinting his eyes slightly. Then I thought about it for a while, the odds of winning by myself, and then came to a very sad result. If you do it yourself, the survival rate probably won't exceed 30%. Terrible. Xiaona, are you sure? How about I let Xiaoyan come? Qin Feng looked at Xiaona and asked. After all, Xiaona is a melee fighter, so it is quite troublesome to be entangled by the spider army. HMPH. Xiaona snorted dissatisfiedly when she heard Qin Feng's words, then raised her spear, and resolutely charged towards the spiders. After all, there are too many opponents, and they have control skills. Qin Feng was still a little worried, so he poked Xiaoyan with his hand and said, "Don't sleep, add a purification skill to Xiaona before going to sleep." Oh, Xiaoyan opened his big sleepy eyes, looked at Xiaona, then threw a purification skill over, and fell asleep again. Qin Feng was speechless. This day, how could I sleep so much? But now he is relieved. With the immune control effect of purification, it shouldn't be a problem for Xiaona to deal with these spiders. Brush. Xiaona, who was charging, saw the sudden panic on her body, and after curling her lips, a smile appeared on the corner of her mouth. Then, suddenly, an even faster speed exploded. She didn't pay attention to these beasts at first, but now there is another buff similar to the Overlord body. It's no different from taking off directly. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. With a strong flap of the wings, the distance of 200 meters was pulled within 10 meters in an instant. Boom! With a strong sense of death, the spear directly pierced into the cerebellum of an armored spider. The armored spider, known for its defense, couldn't stop Xiaona's casual blow, and was instantly killed. Hiss, hiss. Then, the spider was quickly transformed into a servant, made a strange cry, and rushed towards its companion. The scene suddenly became chaotic. The rest of the spiders were also stunned, not understanding why their companions were biting towards them like a mad dog. They also don't know whether to fight back or not. With just such hesitation, the field owner has more than a dozen servants. This is a total mess. These spiders were not in the mood to distinguish which one was a companion and which one was a servant, and started to attack wildly. Many spiders accidentally injured their companions. There were also some who saw the situation was not good and wanted to escape into the castle, but they were all harvested by Xiaona one by one. See here, Qin Feng was completely relieved. Although these servants only inherited part of the attributes of their previous lives, it seems that their greater role is not to use them for fighting, but to create chaos. The attributes of spiders are inherently close to darkness and death, so they can't tell the difference between slaves and companions. This is why Xiaona's tactic is so successful. Qin Feng deeply praised Xiaona's wit. Slap. Seeing that the battle was almost coming to an end, Qin Feng threw the fruit core on the ground and walked quickly towards the castle. Oh, it's a comfortable day to lie flat. Outside world. When everyone in the auditorium saw hundreds of spiders appearing in front of Qin Feng's eyes, they couldn't help holding their breath. Hundreds of spiders under the difficulty of the abyss are not easy to deal with. If you are not careful, you may be in danger, and even the teleportation scroll is too late to be used, and it will be directly swallowed by the spiders. The spiders are densely packed. I feel uncomfortable looking at them. I don't know how Qin Feng will deal with them. If it were me, I would definitely pull them over one by one to fight. After all, the level 38 silver boss is not a petty dish, it's still a bit powerful. Well, if this method is adopted, the chances of Qin Feng passing this level are still very high. Many teachers have expressed their guesses. Their conclusions were all the same, that is, Qin Feng could pass this level, but it might take a lot of effort. But Qi Gang gave a different answer. You still underestimate Qin Feng. I guess Qin Feng will still choose the way to clear the first level and start a group battle directly. The only uncertainty is whether he will let another angel do it. If this black angel makes a move, I guess it won't take more than a minute. If it's the white one, maybe 5 seconds and 3.2 minutes can solve the battle. Hearing Qi Gang's words, suddenly there was a crackling sound behind him. It turned out that these teachers were all shocked by Qi Gang's words and fell down under their seats. What? Dean Qi, are you kidding me? You said Qin Feng can solve the battle in less than a minute. I'm dreaming. That's right, I'm a rank 3 fighter, and I don't have the confidence. Also, has Qin Feng's other white angel evolved to be so strong? Kill hundreds of spiders in 5 seconds. The teachers all felt their scalps tingling. Even the headmaster Qin Junction cast a surprised look. Old Qi, you can't joke about this. Principal, you see that you still don't believe me. When did I, Qi Gang, tell a lie? Qi Gang shook his head and smiled wryly. It's not like you haven't seen the video of the White Angels College entrance examination competition. This Qin Feng's level has been raised to level 25, and his angel will definitely be improved as well. So 5 seconds, no more. Anything more is an insult to Qin Feng. Just when everyone hadn't reacted from Qi Gang's words, Cortana in the screen has already started to act. With a sudden flap of its wings, it charged directly towards the spider group. Sure enough, as Dean Qi said, Qin Feng didn't bother to use the tactics of pulling monsters and launched an attack directly. This black angel is so fierce. I've already started the timer. I want to see how long it will take this black angel to clean up hundreds of spiders. Everyone stared at the screen intently. Only in the screen, a black afterimage of swipe flashed past. Xiaona just ran into the army of spiders directly. Ha, ha, a long gun, wanton brandishing. In the blink of an eye, 2 armored spiders were taken away. Hiss, hiss. Afterwards, the 2 spider demons uttered strange screams and attacked their companions. He didn't try to hurt his companion, but after taking a bite, he began to run wildly on the spider web. Disturbed the entire spider group. Seeing the movement in the screen, all the teachers on the rostrum fell into a trance. In their minds, Xiaona is still the goddess of war who killed decisively in the first level. Why did the style of painting suddenly change in the second level, and you started playing tactics? An angel knows how to disturb the 3 armies. Isn't this wisdom too high? A teacher said in disbelief. I'm also a little curious. Is this angel really a summoned creature? It's so intelligent. Even the soldiers who have been on the battlefield may not necessarily come up with such a good tactic in such a short period of time. Once the spider group is in chaos, there is no threat to this angel at all. The rest is to harvest one by one, even easier than the first level. Sure enough, it was not what the teacher expected. These spiders were all confused, they didn't know the direction, and they didn't know who to attack. Xiaona basically didn't need much effort, she only needed to stab the spear into the spider's head one by one. Very easy. In less than a minute, all the spiders in the field were wiped out. How long? A teacher looked at the man who was counting the time. 2.28. Wow, it only took 28 seconds, and it didn't even work for half a minute. My god, this is too fast. Zhonghe and Wang Ya have just come here. Qin Feng has already cleared the level. It's outrageous. This strength is completely crushed. A teacher secretly glanced at Zhonghe's picture. I found that the other party had just walked to the gate of the castle. And he looked very hesitant, as if he didn't know which tactic he should adopt. Sigh, it seems that Qin Feng is indeed the most well-deserved number 1. A word came out of nowhere. Everyone nodded in agreement. This is outrageous. One person rushed into an army of hundreds of spiders, and then killed them all in less than a minute. You tell me that this student should be able to do it matter. 10 times per second in the first level is outrageous enough, I didn't expect this level to be even more extreme. Is this the true strength of our Function Provincial College entrance examination champion? It's too strong. In the auditorium, discussions about Qin Feng flowed like waves. It's not like they haven't seen fierce people, but they have never seen a peerless fierce person like Xiaona. Minister, you see what I said is right. Qin Feng was definitely selected because his strength is much higher than other special recruits. Chu Lingling looked at Zhang Qi mockingly. It's not like some people who look down on people with dog eyes. Chu Lingling, don't go too far. Zhang Qi gritted his teeth and said angrily. HMPH, so what if it's too much? If Qin Feng refuses the invitation of our Abyss Society because of you, then you will have a good time. Chu Lingling did not show any weakness. She stared at Zhang Qi closely and said. You, okay. President Lin Shuji slapped the table and let out a bang. Zhang Qi, after the competition is over, I will apologize to Qin Feng myself. I don't want this to affect Qin Feng's respect for our Abyss Society. Good impression. President, Zhang Qi said in disbelief. I just made complaints secretly, and Qin Feng didn't hear it. As for asking me to apologize specifically, how can I have the face to be a human being if you do this? At this time, a cold female voice suddenly came from not far away. Zhang Qi, you feel honored to speak ill of people behind their backs, don't you? If you don't want to apologize, you can just quit the club. People like you are not welcome in our abyss. Hearing the sound, many people looked in the direction of the sound, only to realize that the person who came was none other than Shengguan Yu. At the same time, he is also the only one who can become the deputy head of the Abyss Society in his sophomore year. Vice President, many members looked at Shengguan Ming and said. When Zhang Qi saw Shengguan Yu, his expression suddenly became as ugly as if he had eaten a fly. Not to mention that she didn't dare to provoke Shengguan Ming. Even if the Zhang family, the power behind him, came, they would still be polite to Shengguan Yueli. Who let people have a marshal is Lao Su. Moreover, the marshal's temper is extremely hot. Not 10 people who provoke him will end well. I see, President Shengguan, after Qin Feng's competition is over, I will apologize to him. Zhang Qi smiled flatteringly and said. It's more or less the same. Shengguan Yu sat on the chair, then ignored Zhang Qi, and quietly watched the game. On the other side, copy the handle. When Qin Feng walked close to the castle from a distance. The battle is over. Even the battlefield has been cleaned up. Xiaona told those servants to roll aside to avoid dirtying Qin Feng's eyes, so, apart from some bloodstains and a lingering smell of blood, the scene has become clear and refreshing. Good job. Qin Feng looked at Xiaona and praised her. Xiaona still has eyesight, and all kinds of services are more thoughtful. That's for sure. Xiaona smiled sweetly, and hugged Qin Feng's arms like a young couple. My master, please. As she spoke, Xiaona stretched out her small white hand, and gently touched the ancient gates of the castle. Squeak. The heavy door, which was 10 meters high and 3 meters wide, was directly pushed open. The scene inside was immediately visible. What appeared in front of Qin Feng was a vast hall, which was extremely wide. Qin Feng couldn't see the whole hall at a glance. This hall covers at least tens of thousands of square meters. And the height is not short, the ceiling is at least about 30 meters high from the ground. Let Qin Feng and Wang Ya stand at the door, like 2 tiny ants. The entire castle was built in the depths of the forest, and the light was already very dim. In addition, there were no windows or anything like that in the castle. Therefore, the whole hall looks very gloomy and dark. Hiss. At this time, a neighing sound suddenly sounded. Immediately afterwards, a pair of dazzling red lights shone directly towards the two of them, as if 2 small infrared dots hit their bodies. Brush, brush. Then, within a few breaths, the red lights became one piece. The entire hall was shrouded in a layer of red light. With the help of the red light, Qin Feng finally saw clearly the owner of the red light, which was illuminated by a group of spiders densely packed one by one, piled up like a pile of ants. From a rough look, I am afraid that there are at least 1,000 spiders in the entire hall. And among these dense spiders, there is one that is particularly conspicuous, with a length of at least 30 meters and a height of no less than 15 meters. Its big eyes that suddenly opened were like the sun, and the rays of light emitted illuminated the entire hall like daytime. Sure enough, the difficulty has been increased by 10 times. And there is also a boss that looks terrifying. It's outrageous. Qin Feng sighed. Check the information using identification technique. As expected, the level and grade of these spiders have been improved again. Monster Beast. Sword-footed Demon Spider. Level 42. Rank Gold. Skills Sword foot slash, paralyzing venom. Monster. Cure spider. Level 42. Rank gold. Skills healing, strength boost, physique boost. Boss. Spider Queen. Grade. Rank. Except for those old friends at the gate of the castle. There are 2 more gold ranked spiders, one is a warrior type, and the other is a nurse type. This time it is really completely possible to treat them as a complete war legion. There are melee, front row, long range, and healers. And there is also a Spider Queen leader who can't see the level at all. Even Qin Feng felt that the school had gone too far. In this dungeon, if anyone other than him can pass, he will wash his hair upside down. It seems that this time it is really going to be a big move. Qin Feng poked Xiaoyan. Come out, Po. Chapter 91. Well, Xiaoyan is here. Xiaoyan opened his eyes in a daze, and looked at the scene in front of him curiously. Swipe it. From the state of a child to a human form. The golden armor is extremely dazzling, and the 3 pairs of white wings behind him exude an extremely holy brilliance. Subsequently, I saw Xiaoyan's plain hand slightly raised. Boom! Countless stars suddenly shone in the sky above the castle, and the next moment, they crashed down. The dazzling holy light illuminated the entire hall like daytime. Countless meteorites fell from the sky, and the ground that hit them rumbled and trembled, as if a strong earthquake had occurred. Ah! Hiss! Hiss! Inside the castle, countless spiders roared in pain. Under the burning of the holy light, these spiders couldn't bear the terrifying skill damage at all. In less than 3 seconds, those long-range and auxiliary crispy spiders were burned to ashes. The remaining slightly fleshy armored spiders also wailed in pain, and before they could hold on for a few more seconds, they all turned into fly ash and died completely. As the starlight of hundreds of millions of years slowly ended and disappeared, the area of 100 by 100 meters in the entire hall became a vacuum. Not a single spider was spared. With this skill, within 5 seconds, hundreds of spiders were cleaned up instantly, and the entire hall seemed quite empty. However, these spiders were not afraid of Xiaoyan's terrifying damage, they turned around and ran away. Instead, they rushed towards Qin Feng even more crazily. It was black and dense, like a raging tide. See. Qin Feng didn't panic at all. Directly used the divine blessing skill on Xiaoyan and Xiaona, the attributes of the 2 angels instantly increased by 20%. Holy Storm. Seeing his power soar, Xiaoyan used a large-scale group skill again. Although the coverage area of the storm is much smaller than the starlight. But its power is obviously more powerful. These spiders with an average level above level 40 were gently swept by the storm, and then they were purified into ashes, leaving not even a trace of dross behind. Moreover, this storm also has a particularly powerful attraction, not to mention that the spider is still 10 meters away, and it is uncontrollably attracted into the storm, rolled into pieces. 5 seconds later, the storm slowly dissipated. Qin Feng unexpectedly discovered that the lethality of the storm was not much weaker than that of the starlight skill, and it also stayed close to hundreds of spider demons. After using 2 skills, the number of nearly 1,000 Nerubians dropped by nearly 1/3. Xiaoyan's output is really terrifying. Hiss. The Spider Queen let out a shrill roar when she saw that her people had lost half of her people in an instant. After that, he stepped forward with 8 thick thighs and rushed towards Qin Feng and the others. Boom, boom, boom. Every time the Spider Queen's thigh hit the ground trembled slightly. He even stomped down some mobs who were blocking the road, and their flesh and blood exploded everywhere. It's my turn to act. Seeing the Queen's movements, Xiaona let out a cold snort, and then rushed out instantly. Disappeared in place. Appeared in front of a sharp sword spider. A strange shot pierced out directly, piercing the Nerubian's body, turning him into his servant. Afterwards, his figure flashed, and he continued to attack the mobs on the side, continuously expanding his army of servants. Qin Feng understood what Xiaona did. At this time, she saw that the Spider Queen's attributes were too strong, and head-to-head might not be able to solve it, so she prepared to use the crowd tactics. Xiaoyan naturally understands, so she flapped her wings too. Rushed towards the Spider Queen. Buy more time for Cortana. Hiss. Seeing Xiaoyan flying towards her, the Spider Queen opened her mouth and spit out a terrifying web with a diameter of more than 10 meters. The big net has a dark luster, and it is obviously highly poisonous. The poison dripped onto the ground, even corroding the floor into deep holes the size of a thumb. Seeing this, Xiaoyan quickly flapped his wings, and his figure instantly appeared 10 meters away, dodging the big net. Qin Feng, who was squatting on the ground eating peaches, yelled and ran away. Because he discovered that this big net actually enveloped him in his direction. Fortunately, when he was eating the fruit, he was always observing the movement of the battlefield, otherwise he might have suffered an unwarranted disaster. Zzz. The poisonous net fell on the ground, and the black venom boiled and bubbled continuously, soaking the ground into a strange black. Looking at it, Qin Feng's scalp felt numb. He didn't even dare to eat the peaches, and stared at the battlefield with all his attention. Fortunately, the Spider Queen hated Xiaoyan even more for the holy light, so she ignored Qin Feng and continued to spew out poisonous webs to envelop Xiaoyan. But Xiaoyan didn't go head to head with the Spider Queen. Constantly tossing and flying, dodging attacks, delaying time for Xiaona. That's all. Time goes by minute by minute. 2 minutes later, the Spider Queen realized that something was wrong. Because she found that her body had been covered with densely packed little spiders at some point. Although there are usually many spiders running on her body to play. But this time it's totally different. There are too many. And she was horrified to find that these little guys were actually sucking its blood. The fact that there were too many ants and killed the elephant actually happened. These little spiders received Xiaona's order, and all of them pierced deeply into the queen's body with their slender mouthparts. Hiss, hiss. The queen let out a scream, struggling and shaking her body desperately, but it was all to no avail. These spiders were like nails, deeply embedded in her body. Moreover, the attributes of the spider are still increasing. Soon, in Qin Feng's field of vision, the queen was no longer visible. It has been completely covered by minion spiders. Rumble. A muffled thunder sounded. The queen's body seemed to have lost its strength, and fell to the ground, splashing countless dust. Her body shriveled up quickly. This is a sign of the blood being sucked dry from the body. But these little spiders still didn't give up. After drinking all the blood, they started eating the queen's flesh and blood again. It was riddled with holes that gnawed at her body. That's all. After a few minutes, the queen's body in the hall has disappeared. At the same time, a reminder sound came from Qin Feng's panel. Congratulations on beheading the Spider Queen and clearing the copy of the Spider Castle. Congratulations, you and your summoned creatures have increased their level by 3 levels. Congratulations, you have obtained 100 free attribute points. Your clearance time is 31 minutes and 35 seconds. You get 1 million points. Will you continue to challenge the unique abyss monsters in the abyss dungeon? If you continue to challenge, please attack the sealed stone pillar in front of you. Remarks. Abyss monsters are very dangerous, please choose carefully. A series of raised tones rang in Qin Feng's ears. At the same time, 3 gorgeous rays of light descended on the 3 of Qin Feng at the same time. Qin Feng's level has been raised to level 28. Xiaoyan has been promoted to level 25. As for Xiaona, her original level was level 18, but after being raised by 3 levels, she actually had to go through a second level of advancement. Backquote, brother, I can't accompany you for the time being. Quote. Xiaona's face revealed a look of helplessness, and then it turned into a ray of light, which enchanted Qin Feng's armor, and went to sleep to advance. At this time, the space in front of Qin Feng suddenly blurred. Then, a stone pillar emitting white light appeared before Qin Feng's eyes. Is this the sealed stone pillar unique to the difficulty of the abyss? I heard that after the stone pillar is broken, the abyss monster sealed inside will be released. If you hit Li Jiaojiao successfully, you can get more powerful alien equipment than ordinary equipment. Qin Feng looked at the stone pillar, and the corresponding information provided by the dungeon appeared in his mind. Name: Demon Sealed Stone Pillar. Rank: Platinum. Level: 55. Description: after breaking the seal, you can release the corresponding level of abyss monsters, and you can get a lot of rewards after killing them. Although Xiaona has fallen into a deep sleep, but Xiaoyan's restrained effect on strange demons is particularly obvious. Whether it is physical attack or skill damage, it can cause double damage, so it should not be a big problem to kill a level 55 platinum monster. After all, Tian is almost at this level. Qin Feng pondered for a moment. I made up my mind to rob. Keep up the challenge. But before that, still have to wait for Xiaoyan's skill cooldown to recover. And Qin Feng also has this self-confidence. Except for him, it is absolutely impossible for anyone to clear this dungeon. Even if you can pass the level, you have to pull monsters one by one. If we want to solve it completely, it is estimated that the year of the monkey will pass. So, Qin Feng didn't worry anymore, sat cross-legged on the ground, and took out the unfinished peaches just now. Continue to eat big mouthfuls. Emma, it smells so good. There are not many copies of Shengjing University's Abyss difficulty. The difficulty of this Spider Castle dungeon is also at the forefront. There are only 3 levels in total, but each level is more than 10 times more difficult than the previous level. This is even more true for Spider Castle. When you come to the castle in the 3rd level, you will find that the number of spiders has not only increased by 10 times, but there is also an extremely terrifying spider heroine. Many seniors also need to form a team of 5 people to barely pass this dungeon. It is conceivable how perverted this dungeon is. Many people are looking forward to how Qin Feng can clear this dungeon. The difficulty of this last level is about 15 times higher than that of the 2nd level. In previous years, most of the students fell into the last level. Now that the difficulty has increased to another level, I don't know whether Qin Feng is sure to pass the level. The terrain of this level is narrow, and there are not many places for students to move around, so walking is the second priority. You must have a very strong output ability to complete the level. That's right, the students will have a headache now. As these teachers said, many students lost their belief in challenging after seeing Spider Castle. Then he directly used the teleportation scroll and returned to the gymnasium. Of course, there are also some who think that their strength is strong after all, and they want to touch the tiger's butt. But in the end, most of them were chased by the Spider Army 250, and they had to quickly exit the castle. These ordinary students have nothing to look at. In the end, we still have to look at Qin Feng, Zhang He, and Wang Ya. The final first place will still appear among these 3 people. Qin Feng has secured the first place. The other 2 have not passed the second test yet. Qin Feng is about to enter the 3rd test. I'm really looking forward to Qin Feng's expression when he sees the scene inside the castle. I don't know if he will be shocked. The words fell. Qin Feng in the picture also pushed open the gate of the castle and entered it. Thousands of big red eyes suddenly looked in Qin Feng's direction. Qin Feng didn't respond at all. Those viewers who used Qin Feng's perspective suffered a disaster. He almost collapsed to the ground in fright. There were even quite a few female students who were so frightened that they directly blocked their eyes, not daring to look at the scene on the screen. The number of these spiders is really too much, it makes me suffer from intensive phobia. It's outrageous. I feel terrified just looking at the big screen. I don't know how Qin Feng managed to be so calm. Maybe this is the confidence that strength brings to him. Confidence is the pinnacle. When heated discussions erupted in the audience, a dazzling holy light also flashed on the screen. Next moment, the picture suddenly changed, from day to night. Then, the meteorite dragging the holy light crashed down. When the meteorite landed, the screen trembled continuously with rumbling. Moreover, dazzling rays of light continued to erupt from the meteorite. Everyone in the auditorium couldn't open their eyes, and the whole picture turned into a piece of snow white. What happened? Why did Qin Feng have another angel? Yeah, didn't he only have one when he took the college entrance examination? Why did another one come out? Idiot, this is the one that Qin Feng used during the college entrance examination, and it is stronger. The black one should be the one that Qin Feng got recently. My God, according to you, the white one is stronger than the black one. Isn't it outrageous? Yeah, the black one is almost invincible. You tell me she's only the 2nd child, how can you let me accept it? While everyone was discussing, the dazzling light slowly dissipated, and everyone discovered that the originally extremely crowded hall was actually quite empty. A cursory look revealed that hundreds of spiders had disappeared, turning into the first fly ash. Before everyone could exclaim in alarm, a holy storm condensed again, taking away the lives of hundreds of spiders again. After the 2 skills, there was no sign of life at the position 200 meters in front of Qin Feng. These 2 powerful skills have been used to clean up mobs, so what about the final boss? On the rostrum, many people did not understand Qin Feng's actions. In their view, the safest way should be to use the Black Angel to slowly clean up the mobs. In the end, the White Angel shot directly, using powerful skills to solve the Spider Queen. This is the safest and correct way to do it. But now Qin Feng has used his skills. What to do next? Qin Feng didn't want to get a wave of points package and left. But it's true, Zhang He and Wang Ya, whether they can reach the last level is still a matter of opinion. Many teachers even sang bad tunes. Qin Feng won't give up, you should watch carefully. Qi Gang smiled and didn't explain much. A man who dares to suppress the crack of the abyss alone. How can you shrink back because of this little predicament? Qi Gang absolutely does not believe that Qin Feng is the kind of person who will leave after a wave of points. Qin Feng will slap these pessimists in the face severely. As expected, the slap came very fast. Not long after Qi Gang finished speaking. In the public eye, the angel in the black armor rushed out directly. Turned one by one Nerubians into their own servants. Afterwards, the White Angel even set up a cover with the Black Angel. Played tactics, pulled the Queen's hatred, kept turning in circles, delaying time. That's all. When there are more and more slaves, the faces of these teachers all changed. Shock, surprise and other incomparably complicated emotions appeared on their faces. Actually playing tactics again. This strategy is too deep. And this tactic seems to be thought up by the two angels themselves. It's nothing to Qin Feng. That's right, the intelligence of this angel is too high. It's no weaker than us humans. Oh, if only I had an angel, I can also be like Qin Feng, without moving, just squat on the ground and eat fruit. Does anyone remember how many fruits Qin Feng ate? Apples, grapes, pears, peaches. In the envy of everyone. The Spider Queen's body collapsed suddenly. After struggling on the ground for a while. Totally dead. Even the corpses were eaten up by the servants. Boom. All the students burst into enthusiastic cheers at this moment. Qin Feng Beef Batch. The first person to clear the Abyss Dungeon, Qin Feng YYDS. Qin Feng is too good. In the cheers of everyone. The screen changed again. A black stone pillar as tall as a person suddenly appeared in front of Qin Feng. Everyone looks at me, I look at you, they are a little confused. Hasn't Qin Feng already cleared the level? Why is there another stone pillar? Could it be that this stone pillar is a reward for customs clearance? In the end, a senior came out to solve the problem. You can use this stone pillar as a nearby checkpoint in the college entrance examination. Of course, the monsters sealed inside the stone pillar are much more difficult than those in the nearby levels. But correspondingly, the rewards are better than those in nearby levels. You know, that's equipment from another world. In the entire school, there are only a few people who have equipment from another world. Talking about the alien equipment, the senior showed an extremely envious look on his face. I don't know how Qin Feng will choose. The monsters here are not comparable to the Spider Queen. While everyone is guessing, Qin Feng in the picture resolutely punched the top of the stone pillar. The audience fell into a deathly silence. Look, Zhang He has also come to the castle. At this time, a burst of shouts took everyone's attention away from Qin Feng's screen, and looked at Zhang He, who was ranked second. Speak the truth, Qin Feng's performance is really outstanding. Almost everyone is firmly attracted to him. I simply don't have the energy to watch other people's pictures. Even if that person is the second-ranked Zhang He. If someone hadn't reminded me of this. It is estimated that everyone has forgotten that there is Zhang He. Wow, how do you feel that Zhang He is so bloody? There seems to be something wrong with his state. After seeing Zhang He, it was surprising to find that. Although Zhang He also came to the gate of the castle. But there seems to be something wrong with him. First of all, it was his appearance. His whole body was covered with a layer of blood scabs, and his original appearance could not be seen at all. The second is that Zhang He's body exudes a bloodthirsty red light. The red light at the pupils is the most penetrating, and it has completely turned into a bloody color, as if the eyeballs and the whites of the eyes have merged into one, only naked red, and no other colors. Not good. Zhang He has been completely controlled by blood, and now he only has the instinct to kill. If he enters the final stage in this state, he will surely die. Old Zhu, quickly open the sound transmission channel and wake up his sanity. After Qi Gang saw Zhang He's state, he quickly shouted to Zhu Huo who was beside him. After all, Zhonghe is the champion of a province. The potential is endless. It's a pity to die in this copy. So Qi Gang couldn't control that much anymore, and directly asked Zhu Huo to open the sound transmission channel, preparing to give Hehe some off-site assistance. Zhu Huo nodded, and immediately waved his big hand. A short sound transmission channel was formed. Zhonghe, wake up. Don't let killing control your sanity. Be yourself. Qi Gang's words were not very loud in everyone's ears, just like ordinary speech. But when it reached Zhonghe's ears, it was like a violent thunder, exploding directly beside his ears. Boom! His entire consciousness broke free from the incomparable blood in an instant. The red light on his body dimmed little by little, and his eyes gradually recovered a little bit of agility. They were not as emotionless as before, as indifferent as a pool of stagnant water. After waking up Zhonghe, the first thing he saw was the Spider Queen, who couldn't even hold his sight. His body trembled violently, instantly became clear. This Spider Queen is definitely not something he can deal with. So, subsequently, he crushed the teleportation scroll without hesitation. His body turned into a little light, and gradually disappeared in the dungeon minister. After a few seconds, Zhonghe returned to the gymnasium. The first thing I did was not to clean the blood off my body. Instead, look up at the screen. Exactly at this moment, Qin Feng smashed the sealed stone pillar into countless fragments with one punch. Is the gap between me and him so big? What the hell am I supposed to do? Zhonghe fell into confusion. I feel like my heart is broken. This hit him too hard. You have to work hard to pass the second floor. If it wasn't for Qi Gang's reminder, I'm afraid he would have died in the mouth of the Spider Queen. But what about Qin Feng? His body was clean, without a trace of blood, and he smashed the stone pillar that sealed the demon with a calm expression. That meant that the Spider Queen, who made him so desperate that he didn't even have the courage to face it, hadn't caused Qin Feng any trouble. Strong contrast. It made Zhonghe feel bad. A huge sense of loss rushed into my heart. Oh, seeing him like this, Qi Gang also sighed. Perhaps this is also a good thing for him. Qin Feng has become his inner demon. If he still can't recognize his own strength and wants to surpass Qin Feng, I'm afraid he will live in Qin Feng's nightmare for the rest of his life. Look at the students in the auditorium, the positions are right. Take Qin Feng as an idol, as a role model, so not only will there be no demons, but also increase the motivation to level up. Isn't this the best of both worlds? After hearing Qi Gang's words, the rest of the teachers nodded in agreement. Yes, people are valuable in having self-knowledge. Dreaming about the impossible is just asking for trouble. Inside the copy, after Qin Feng blasted the sealed stone pillar into debris all over the place. There was a narrow crack more than 2 meters high in the stone pillar, which could be passed by one person. Qin Feng didn't bother to wait for these demons to jump over from the crack bit by bit, so he directly took a big step and rushed into the crack. After entering the crack, what appeared in front of Qin Feng was a pitch-black and empty space. Even under his feet, there is nothingness, it is not land at all. In this space, it seems that all the things and rules of the human world do not apply. Is this the sealed space? Qin Feng looked around curiously. The smell here is disgusting. At this time, Xiaoyan said suddenly, and then she stretched out her finger, pointing to Qin Feng's right-hand side. Brother, that disgusting thing should be there. Yeah, Qin Feng nodded, looked at Xiaoyan, and asked, are you sure about dealing with it? Okay brother, Xiaoyan said. It just looks a little disgusting, but it's not too powerful. Listen to what Xiaoyan said. Qin Feng had a clue in his heart. Then without wasting time, he walked directly towards the direction of Xiaoyan's finger. After a while, ho, ho, in Qin Feng's ears, there was a terrifying neighing sound. This voice is still very noisy, as if there are thousands of troops and horses. The sound is connected together, booming, very scary. But with Xiaoyan exploring the way ahead, Qin Feng didn't feel any fear, instead he was incomparably calm. Tread, just walking forward with firm steps, extremely calm and calm. After walking a few hundred meters, taking advantage of the light emitted from Xiaoyan's body, Qin Feng finally saw the appearance of the terrifying monster in front of him. This monster is about 10 meters tall, and it exudes a strong dead air. The degree of purity of dead air is almost the same as that of Xiaona. Even more frightening is that the body of this monster is actually composed of the heads and limbs of dozens of monsters. Among them are the head of a wolf, the limbs of a tiger, the eyes of a spider, etc. The limbs of almost all creatures that Qin Feng has seen can be found on the body of this monster. It was these limbs that were piled up indiscriminately, forming the shape of a giant. Many of their limbs are still moving up and down. The noisy roaring sound was also emitted by the various heads on the giant's body. No wonder it's so noisy. No wonder Xiao Yan said that this thing is very disgusting. Even Qin Feng barely spit it out the moment he saw it. This Nima, it's really disgusting. Body fusion person. Type, devil. Grade. Under the identification technique, the information of the devil also appeared in Qin Feng's mind. Unfortunately, the demon's level is much higher than Qin Feng's. Also learned the effective information of a name. The fragrance of the long-lost human flesh and blood. Human, are you here to deliver food to me? The fuser was still quite young, and after its head squirmed for a while, a human head slowly appeared. The head opened its mouth, licked the saliva from the corner of the mouth, and said, "Want it? It's a pity that you will never have the chance to taste it again." Xiao Yan. Qin Feng didn't intend to talk nonsense with this disgusting creature, so he turned his body slightly to reveal Xiao Yan behind him. How could you have such a pure breath of holy light? 790, is impossible. How could there be in this world? This is absolutely impossible. After the fusion person saw Xiao Yan, all the eyes on his body showed a humanized look of fear. The body also retreated involuntarily. Are you scared? Qin Feng sneered. Xiao Yan, untie it for me. Hearing Qin Feng's command, Xiao Yan, who couldn't wait for a long time, directly raised his hand. A holy storm appeared in the field, sweeping towards the fuser. Ha, ha, as the wind howled, many limbs of the fuser's body were sucked out of the body by the attraction of the storm, and were sucked into the storm. Z, there was a sound similar to grinding meat. These stumps were smashed into pieces by the storm in an instant, and disappeared into the field. Holy light energy. The fuser's body shrinks rapidly. In seconds, his body has changed from a size of 10 meters to less than 3 meters. But there was no panic in its expression. Whoosh. The moment the storm disappeared, the fusion person quickly came over. And, as it ran, its body began to squirm continuously, and brand new limbs grew strangely from the inside of its body one by one. When it rushed close to Qin Feng, its body had recovered to a size of about 10 meters. Very physical. Ha ha ha, you can't think of it. Although I am afraid of the power of the holy light, if I can't be wiped out in an instant, I can regenerate continuously. Desperate, be obedient and be the food in my mouth. The fusion person let out a wanton laugh, and then suddenly extended his arms to a length of more than 10 meters, like two thick whips, and lashed towards Qin Feng fiercely. The speed and strength of the whip were extremely huge, and the air was drawn out with a bursting neighing sound. But in the next moment, a huge sword the size of half a man cut directly on the two arms. There was only a pop sound. The two thick arms were directly cut in half by Xiao Yan from the middle, and the wound was as smooth as a mirror. No, I can have the ability to regenerate. Halfway through the conversation, the fusion person's triumphant laughter stopped abruptly. It was horrified to find that its broken arm was covered by a layer of dazzling holy light. Correspondingly, the parts covered by the holy light also lost the ability to regenerate. This is impossible. The fusionist really felt scared this time. What it is most proud of is the body's ability to regenerate, but he unexpectedly discovered that the wound caused by the giant sword in this woman's hand has lost the ability to regenerate. This result made it feel extremely terrified. Nothing is impossible. The reason why you think you are invincible is because you have too little experience. Xiao Yan, kill him. Qin Feng sneered. Just kidding, the name of the giant sword in Xiao Yan's hand can be called the Sword of Holy Judgment, and it is the most useful to deal with this kind of weird ability. Puff, Xiao Yan's wings trembled, and he slashed at the fuser's body with another sword, leaving a wound that could not heal. Ah, all the heads of the fusers let out howls of pain. Then he lost the courage to fight and fled away into the distance. But Xiao Yan's speed is faster. The fusion person had just taken a step. Xiao Yan cut down with another sword chi, cutting off half of the fusion person's body. Ah, I fight with you. The fusion person let out a scream, and then his body expanded rapidly, like a balloon that was about to be blown. It seemed that he was desperate and wanted to blow himself up. But how could Xiao Yan give it this chance? A direct sword cut the fusion person in half from the middle. Gotcha! There was a sound similar to breaking glass. In the fuser's body, a black bead the size of an apple was directly smashed into pieces. The fuser's body also exploded in an instant, and countless flesh and blood flew around. But after the black bead shattered, the flesh and blood seemed to lose their spirituality, turning into real dead flesh and losing their weird regenerative ability. It seems that this black bead is the source of energy for the fuser. It's a pity that Xiaoyan's shot is too heavy, otherwise we can study its principle. Qin Feng shook his head, dispelling the thoughts in his mind. Should it be cleared this time? Qin Feng thought to himself. As expected, a series of clear and pleasant reminders sounded. Congratulations on clearing the Abyss Rift. The clearance time is 3 minutes and 24 seconds. The following rewards will be distributed to you. Congratulations to you and your summoned creature level up by 1 level. Congratulations on obtaining the equipment, Phantom Flying Dragon. Compared with the previous clearance rewards, this time the experience rewards are much less. But Qin Feng was also very satisfied. After all, there is only one monster in the entire Abyss Crack. It didn't take much effort either. Not to mention, there is also an equipment reward. It was a dark golden spear, more than 2 meters long, with a dragon-shaped pattern engraved on the barrel. Qin Feng quickly checked the attributes of the equipment. Phantom Flying Dragon, equipment from another world. Grade, Platinum. Constitution, +159. Skill, Phantom Passive, Agility attribute increased by 30%. Flying Dragon Passive, when attacking, there is a 5% chance to summon a flying dragon to attack the enemy. The power attribute of the flying dragon is 120% of the user's, no cooldown. Exclusive, Qin Feng, Gems, 0/3, Alien Equipment. All attributes are 20-30% higher than that of equipment of the same level. A piece of platinum equipment from another world is still something I can use, not bad. In addition, my level has also been raised to level 29. After going out, it's not too far away from the second turn. I just don't know what job transfer materials I need, otherwise I can already start preparing. Let's go out and talk about it first. I don't know how much Xiaoya can crush the second place with this score. I don't know what's going on. After dispelling all kinds of thoughts from my mind, Qin Feng strode into the teleportation light gate. The figure disappeared immediately. Hiss, isn't this Qin Feng too perverted? He actually went straight into the crack. Yeah, didn't you say that the monsters from the abyss will come out of the crack? Qin Feng can't wait any longer. Hey, Qin Feng is really a peerless fierce man. Located in the abyss, monsters will have attribute bonuses. The Spider Queen is so perverted. How outrageous is the monster with attribute bonuses? Come here, this monster is too disgusting, isn't it? That's right, this is a monster that stitches the limbs of a monster. There is such a terrifying monster in the abyss, Qin Feng will be in trouble now. After the students in the auditorium saw the fuser, they all expressed emotion. Although they come from all corners of the country, such things as monsters are still too far away for them. Many students even began to worry about Qin Feng. Even Lin Shuji, the president of the Abyss Society, changed his face when he saw the fusion person. It's actually a fuser. The biggest feature of this kind of creature is its immortality. If you want to get rid of him completely, you must have a strength far higher than it, and crush him completely with one blow. Judging from the performance of the White Angel in front, although the skill damage is very high, it is still not enough for fusion practitioners. Oh 2. Qin Feng is in trouble now. After all, Lin Shuji is the president of the Abyss Society, so his words are still very authoritative. Listen to his words. Many members of the group silently became worried for Qin Feng. Because in their hearts, Qin Feng is already a member of their club, so they naturally don't want Qin Feng to be hurt. You have to trust Qin Feng. Although I don't know how he will deal with the fusionist, I know he will be able to pass the level. Shang Guanming said solemnly. Looking at her appearance, she seemed to believe in Qin Feng a little more than Qin Feng herself. It was as if Qin Feng was an omnipotent existence in her heart. Seeing Shang Guanming's expression of admiration, many members of the boy band were extremely disappointed. Is this the difference between people? In my heart, Shang Guanyu, who is almost like a goddess, can actually show the expression of a little girl. The hearts of these men are about to break. It's like the goddess that I can't reach, but it's someone else's licking dog. This mood, don't mention how complicated it is. But they were not too sad. Because soon they were completely attracted by the picture on the screen. I saw Xiaoyan's very ordinary sword slashing on the fuser's body, directly suppressing its regenerative ability. Then came another sword, which directly killed the fusionist completely. Not counting the time it took for Qin Feng to find the fusionist, the real battle time was only a few seconds. Everyone, you look at me, I look at you, are all dumbfounded. This, President, didn't you say that Qin Feng is in trouble? This is called trouble. Couldn't it be solved by simply throwing out a few swords? Yeah, this is too fast. Qin Feng didn't even have time to take out the fruit. This amalgamator looks extremely powerful, but it's actually just a little fool. It's not even a fart. Lin Shuji was also dumbfounded. When he usually went to suppress the cracks, he was also fortunate to meet a fusion person once. If it wasn't for a passing rank 4 master who shot that time, I'm afraid he would have been killed that time. But this, Qin Feng solved the fusion with just 3 or 2 strokes. More nimble than that 4-turn expert. Be good, Lin Shuji was dumbfounded. Then he reacted quickly. He slammed the table and made a loud bang. I must drag Qin Feng into the club. Even if I beg Grandpa to sue Grandma, I still have to pull him over. Yes, sure enough, it was as Qin Feng expected. When he teleports out from the copy space, his points are undoubtedly ranked first. The score is 1.99 million. And Zhang He, who was favored by everyone, ranked second with only 300,000 points. Qin Feng's score is more than 6 times his. Moreover, Wang Ya's score has already reached 290,000. Judging by her appearance, it seems that she still has a lot of energy to spare. It should only be a matter of time to surpass Zhang He. Qin Feng guessed that Zhang He might have some problems during the competition, otherwise, with Wang Ya's strength, there should still be some distance between Zhang He and Zhang He. But he didn't care about what happened to Zhang He. It is a happy thing for Wang Ya to be able to surpass him, and that is enough. After a few more minutes, Wang Ya also withdrew from the dungeon. But she is better than Zhang He. After cleaning up dozens of spiders in the castle, she disturbed a large-scale spider swarm, so she had to crush the return scroll and retreat. The final score is set at 320,000 points. Ranked second. Even Wang Ya herself did not expect this result. From a person who barely became a special recruit by relying on connections, after a month of experience with Qin Feng, she actually crushed the top students in the college entrance examination from all walks of life and became the second place. This was something she could not imagine in her dreams. Subsequently, Wang Ya saw Qin Feng standing on the sidelines. She threw herself into Qin Feng's arms, and couldn't restrain the excitement in her heart any longer, so she burst into tears. Doda's tears fell on Qin Feng's shoulders. No matter how Qin Feng comforted him, he couldn't stop it. She had no choice but to go. After a while, Brother Qin Feng, hello. An abrupt voice sounded not far from Qin Feng's side. Qin Feng looked in the direction of the voice. Only then did I discover that a group of more than 10 people were slowly walking towards him from the direction on his right. The leader was a tall and handsome man, about 21 or 22 years old, with a warm smile on his face. It makes people look very comfortable. Following the man were Shang Guanyu, Xiao Yun, Li Cheng and others who were rescued by Qin Feng last time. Hello, Qin Feng, I'm Lin Shuji, the president of the Abyss Society. The handsome man saw Qin Feng and looked over. He quickly walked a few steps, came to him, and stretched out his palm. Hello, senior. Qin Feng also heard Shang Guanyu mention the Abyss Society. This is a group organized by students in Shengjing University, which specializes in searching and exploring the cracks in the abyss. It can be said that everyone in this community has made an indelible contribution to the great cause of sealing the crack. All respectable people. For this kind of person, Qin Feng naturally had no pretensions at all. After wiping his hands, he and Lin Shuji held each other tightly. Student, it's like this, I want to invite you to join the Abyss Society, our group. Okay, I agree, Qin Feng said directly. This. Lin Shuji held back his words after organizing his words. Is it so happy? Didn't you say anything about your benefits? Even Lin Shuji was ready to vacate a vice president position for Qin Feng and invited him. But this, can't you be a little more reserved? How do you let me go down? Lin Shuji was a little numb. In fact, what he didn't know was that the reason why Qin Feng agreed so happily was because he got too many benefits from the crack. The experience value provided by the different monsters is not only more, but the explosion rate is much higher than that of ordinary monsters. Qin Feng was still wondering where he should go to find traces of the crack in the abyss. This is coming, with the help of friends from the Abyss Society. I believe that new cracks will definitely be found, and by then, my experience points will be able to soar rapidly again. So, why not join the Abyss Society? After Qin Feng agreed to Lin Shuji's invitation, Lin Shuji did not continue to disturb Qin Feng's rest, and left. However, he still made a promise to Qin Feng that after Qin Feng came to the club after the competition, he would be officially given the position of vice president. But Qin Feng didn't care. As long as it can help him find news of new cracks, it doesn't matter whether he is the president or not. After Lin Shuji and Sheng Guanyu left, Qin Feng and Wang Ya sat in their seats, resting and waiting for the end of the first stage. Time passed slowly. On the screen in midair, the images of the people who had exited the copy disappeared, and a new image reappeared. However, after Qin Feng withdrew, the discussion in the audience became much quieter, and some people even yawned. If it weren't for Qin Feng's match in the second stage, it is estimated that this group of people would have left the field long ago. That's all. While waiting idly, 10 minutes later, the competition of the first stage was finally over, and all the students withdrew from the copy. At this time, Qi Gang on the rostrum also slowly walked to the front of the stage and loudly announced the results. First place, Qin Feng, with 199 points. Second place, Wang Ya. Third place, Zhang He. At the same time, the screen in midair also changed again. The challenging scene slowly disappeared. In its place is a huge leaderboard. The name of Qin Feng, who is at the top of the ranking list, is even marked out in bold and enlarged fonts. There is also a golden frame around the name, which looks incomparably luxurious. As for the second to 10th place, they are a little more conspicuous than those behind, far behind Qin Feng. Qin Feng is really too strong, he has far crushed his opponents in the same class. Yeah, being in the same class as Qin Feng, I really don't know whether to call it lucky or unlucky. Fortunately, there is a role model to follow. Unfortunately, this role model may never be caught up. This is indeed a big blow to those Tianzhao whose eyes are higher than the top. You can tell from Zhang He's appearance. He hasn't fought Qin Feng before, and his Dao heart will be shattered by the blow. Quote. Sigh. It's a pity, if Zhang He was in our class, he would still be able to get the 001 sequence, but his opponent is Qin Feng. Just when there was a lot of discussion in the audience, Qi Gang spoke again. The first stage of the freshman competition is over, and 5 minutes later, the second stage of the competition will start, the free challenge. Everyone has 3 chances to challenge. Please continue to use the standard equipment provided by the school. Quote. After each challenge, there will be a 5-minute break. Competition comes first, friendship comes second. During the competition stage, all casualties will be dealt with according to the laws of the Great Shah, and there will be no tolerance. Qi Gang's voice fell. Zhu Huo waved his hand. The dungeon secret realm disappeared. Rumble. With the disappearance of the dungeon secret realm, one black hole after another suddenly opened up on the ground of the gymnasium. A 10-square arena slowly rises from the hole. These arenas are all 20 meters by 20 meters in size, and the surroundings of the arenas are carved with complex and gorgeous magic patterns. Blue magical energy emanated from the pattern, like transparent water bubbles, tightly wrapping the arena. The second stage of the competition is finally about to begin. Great, my profession is a conjurer, and I mainly control skills. It's really a disadvantage to brush the dungeon alone. If I participate in the ring battle, I can at least improve my ranking by 20. Woohoo! My profession is not very suitable for dealing with monsters, but it is quite suitable for fighting in the arena. This time I want to challenge the top 50. See the ring rise. Many students began to gear up. Although the Spider Castle dungeon can detect the strength of most people, there are still some people whose occupations are not suitable for single-handed dungeons at all. He couldn't form teammates, so he couldn't show his strength at all. Just like the sorcerer, most of the debuff skills and damage skills are single-target skills. It is undoubtedly very difficult to single-handedly collect colony creature copies like Spider Castle. Therefore, the competition in the second stage is also a chance for these students to come back. Of course, there are also quite a few people who simply hold the mentality of pinching soft persimmons. Moreover, the ranking will not change if it fails, and there is no loss. So these 3 opportunities are not in vain. With such a mentality. At the same time that Qi Gang announced the start of the competition, the 10 arenas were occupied by figures in an instant. All of a sudden, the entire stadium became extremely lively again. Qin Feng's sequence 001 was clean. Joke, Qin Feng just put this score here, it is a silent sense of oppression. With 1.99 million points, 95% of the audience couldn't even keep up with a fraction of this point, so naturally they didn't dare to challenge Qin Feng. However, after a while, Wang Ya beside Qin Feng accepted a challenge. The challenger was a thin, gentle boy with glasses. Qin Feng had a little impression of this boy. His name was Li Qing, and he ranked 8th in the first stage. The reason why Qin Feng pays special attention to him is because this boy's occupation is very similar to the Hulk in the movie of his previous life. After opening the professional talent skills, his body will be as huge as the Hulk, and his strength and physical attributes will be raised to a very terrifying level. In the first stage, he also chose the difficulty of the abyss, but the number of monsters killed was much less than that of Wang Ya. But the strength is also very strong. Poor. I thought Li Qing was going to challenge Qin Feng, but instead she went to challenge Wang Ya, which is boring. Quote, he is a burly man, Nuo Qian Zhao, what kind of ability is he to bully a little girl? Why don't he challenge Qin Feng? That's right, I just know that picking soft persimmons and pinching them is useless. You guys can pull it off. Wang Yaneng won the second place, that's because of her real strength. When you see his soft and weak appearance, you really think that he is a soft persimmon. Then how do I know Wang Ya's strength? My eyes are all on Qin Feng, so I don't have time to watch others. That's right, except for Qin Feng, the special students in the audience looked like strangers to me, and I didn't know each other at all. Hey, if you want to blame it, you can blame Qin Feng for being too strong, no one else can compare with it. Yeah, even if Qin Feng doesn't use angels, these people can't beat Qin Feng. I don't know if this sentence has reached Li Qing's ears. Li Qing suddenly changed the topic, looked at Qin Feng. Qin Feng, can you fight me without an angel? Mean. Is this Li Qing thinking of eating peaches? Qin Feng is a summoner. In order to get the first place in the competition, he even came up with such a dirty trick. Shameless. How can there be such a shameless person as Li Qing? It's not that the rewards of sequence 001 are too tempting. The first place is rewarded with 50 credits every day, while his 8th place is less than 20 points per day. The difference is almost 3 times. It's all for life, no shame. After hearing Li Qing's words, many people expressed their comments. Most of them secretly called Li Qing mean. But there are also people who think that Li Qing does this for the sake of points. You want me to fight you without an angel? Qin Feng looked at Li Qing and said. That's right, Qin Feng. Aren't you very good, if you have the ability to fight me without relying on angels? What kind of ability is a big man standing behind 2 women? Li Qing said with a mocking face. Hey, Qin Feng smiled, why, the beauties around me make you jealous after all. Being able to stand behind a woman is my ability. If you have the ability, go find it. Couldn't some people be jealous of me? In terms of kung fu of yin and yang, Qin Feng has never lost. As expected, Li Qing didn't know if it was the rumored concern, almost went straight into a runaway state. He didn't look very good looking at first, he was as thin as a bamboo pole, but after he became a giant, he became too big. As a result, he doesn't like any girls at all. This is also the constant pain in Li Qing's heart. HMPH, Qin Feng, do you only have the ability to talk? You have the ability to compete with me like a man. Li Qing suppressed the anger in her heart and said. It's fine. Qin Feng nodded, but I've never been serious about my strikes, so you should think about it. Funny. Li Qing sneered, the most important thing in my profession is the attributes of strength and physique, and the resilience is also extremely amazing. As long as you can hurt me, I will have no complaints. That's fine. Qin Feng said, you said it yourself, don't say that I shot too hard later. After speaking, Qin Feng walked directly towards a nearby arena. There were still 2 people competing in this arena, but when they saw Qin Feng approaching, they gave up the competition and gave Qin Feng the position. HMPH, Qin Feng, you are so arrogant. But I also want to thank you for your arrogance, which also gave me the opportunity to step on you. Aka, Li Qing sneered, then jumped onto the ring with a light leap. I didn't expect Qin Feng to really accept the challenge. Yeah, isn't Qin Feng looking down on people like this? Although his angel can crush everyone, it doesn't mean he can too. Hee, have you guys forgotten how Qin Feng performed in the college entrance examination? At this time, an untimely sound sounded. It was only then that everyone remembered that during the college entrance examination, Qin Feng passed the first few tests relying on his own strength. Only in the last level near the level, he used the angel. Although Qin Feng is lying flat now, his own strength is not weaker than anyone else. Cough cough. On the rostrum, when Qi Gang saw Qin Feng coming to the stage, he choked on his saliva and coughed continuously. Quick, get the priest ready. Don't let the kid on the other side die. Hearing Qi Gang's order, a pastor-teacher hurriedly stood up from his seat and ran towards Qin Feng's arena. Dean Qi, as for? A teacher asked with some doubts. You don't understand Qin Feng. Qi Gang waved his hand. He usually has a good temper, but there is a ruthlessness in his bones. At level 10, when he didn't have any skills, he dared to explore the Gale Plains alone. Before reaching the 2nd rank, I went directly to suppress the abyss crack by myself. Such a person, do you think he will show mercy to those who provoke him? It must be fine if you don't make a move, but if you make a move, you will be merciless and thunderous. Just when Qi Gang's voice just fell, Qin Feng has already launched the attack directly. Dare to say that Qin Feng will only hide behind women, what is tolerable and unbearable? Be careful, Qin Feng sneered, then turned into an afterimage and rushed towards Li Qing. Halfway through the rush, a long spear suddenly appeared in his hand, stabbing straight at Li Qing. Boom! Accompanied by the loud noise, Li Qing's body also soared to a height of more than 5 meters in an instant. Her whole body was almost knotted, and her clothes were torn. At the same time, a 3-meter-long terrifying hammer appeared in his hand, and directly collided head-on with Qin Feng's spear. Li Qing flew upside down 5 meters before landing on the ground. Tang 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 retreated 3 meters before she stabilized her body. And Qin Feng just swayed his body slightly, and then stood firm. How could you have such strong strength? Li Qing was a little dumbfounded. Although he was originally thin, his professional attributes were there, and his strength and physical attributes were far beyond ordinary people. However, Qin Feng flew upside down when he was lightly touched by Qin Feng. How could this not shock him? It's not over yet. Qin Feng smiled and rushed forward again. The speed was so fast that he actually pulled out afterimages on the thunder. In an instant, she rushed in front of Li Qing, spears flying all over the sky, piercing her face. Puff, puff, puff. In the blink of an eye, countless densely packed small holes appeared on Li Qing's body. These small holes all avoided the deadly parts. But the stabbing was quite deep, and the blood spurted out directly, and Li Qing's body instantly turned into a blood man. It looked extremely miserable. Do you still dare to say that I will only stand behind women? Qin Feng laughed. Go down you. The bang kick directly landed on Li Qing's chest. Click. The sound of bones breaking was heard, and Li Qing's huge body was also kicked upside down, and landed under the ring with a thud, and passed out. After all, it is within the school. Qin Feng is already showing mercy. Otherwise, if this foot is used with all its strength, I'm afraid he could directly kick out a big hole in Li Qing's chest. Wow, Qin Feng is too fierce. Li Qing actually lost to Qin Feng in a head-to-head situation. That's right. Among the same class, Li Qing's strength attribute is one of the best, and she was defeated by Qin Feng with a single blow, which is too strong. I didn't expect Qin Feng to be so strong even without angels. This 001 sequence, Qin Feng deserves its name. And this time, the pastor that Qi had just called had just run to the owner of the field. Qin Feng's time to defeat Li Qing didn't even take 10 seconds, his strength was terrifying. The tendons in the arms and legs are broken, and more than 30% of the blood in the whole body has died. I am on the verge of death. The priest and teacher stretched out his hand to feel Li Qing's injury, and then shouted loudly towards the rostrum behind. There is another priest, his injury is too serious, I can't handle it alone. The pastor-teacher quickly used a big healing technique on Li Qing. A soft green light fell on Li Qing's body in an instant, but it only made his wound stop bleeding, and the healing speed was very slow. If it goes on like this, in less than a minute, the minister will die. Qin Feng frowned, thinking, is the injury that serious? I didn't use much force at all. Didn't this guy want to touch me on purpose? Letting this guy die is a problem after all. Thinking of this, Qin Feng walked up to Li Qing, and stretched out his hand to feel it carefully. It turned out that I was influenced by Xiaoyan and Xiaona. When attacking, it will carry a kind of energy that combines holy light and death. This kind of energy can greatly limit the healing of wounds, and can also corrode the opponent's flesh and magic ability. This ability is similar to the infection ability of strange demons. But it is more violent and domineering than the strange demon. Generally speaking, priests whose mental strength is lower than Qin Feng's can't deal with this kind of injury at all. It's no wonder that this priest, who is close to the third rank, only achieved the effect of hemostasis. Li Qing lost too fast. He is a fierce man ranked 8th in the sequence, and he can't survive 3 seconds in Qin Feng's hands. Furthermore, Qin Feng used his own power and didn't use angels, which is outrageous. However, Qin Feng is powerful, but isn't this attack too ruthless? Even a level 40 priest can't heal Li Qing's injury, the injury is too serious. Hehe, from what you said, I can tell that you are a freshman. Qin Feng is already being merciful. If it is in the wild, hehe. Young man, you are still a little too tender. For such a provocative person, you should either kill him or give him a straight-up slap in the face, so as to reduce troubles. There is nothing wrong with Qin Feng doing this. He saw Li Qing, who was unconscious on the ground. The students watching the battle all expressed their opinions. However, most of these discussions agreed with Qin Feng's approach, thinking that what he did was correct. This is also a good lesson for those freshmen who have just entered college and have little social experience. Get out of the way. At this time, an old man with white hair and childlike face shouted, passed through the crowd, and came to Li Qing's side. It's Director Hu. Director Hu is a priest with a rank of 3 or more. Now Li Qing's injury will heal soon, and she probably wakes up in a few seconds. When I saw the old man, a senior introduced him to everyone. It turned out that this old man was named Hu Qingnu, a 55-level pastor, and served as the dean of the School of Life, and was very respected. After Hu Qingnu arrived, he didn't say anything. Then Li Qing used a large healing technique. As expected of a third-rank priest, the green light produced by the healing technique is much higher than that of the previous teacher. The green light almost covered Li Qing's entire body, even her hair turned green. Coupled with Li Qing's huge body, at this moment she really has the smell of a Hulk. However, after this great healing technique went on, Li Qing's injury was still extremely serious, and her improvement was limited. The densely packed blood holes on his body have not completely healed at all, they are still bumpy and look extremely terrifying. Ah, Li Qing's injury is too serious, isn't it? Director Hu can't heal well. It's not Director Hu, it's because Qin Feng's damage is too weird. If there is no accident, Qin Feng's attack should have damage similar to poison. That's why the wound can't heal. Hu Qingnu obviously also realized this. After taking a deep look at Qin Feng, he used a purification and detoxification skill on Li Qing. But it also has little effect. Hu Qingnu was silent for a while, and then looked at Qin Feng. Boy, there is nothing I can do for you to cause this injury. Solve the trouble you caused yourself. After finishing speaking, Hu Qingnu turned around and left, looking very frustrated. Qin Feng caused an injury that even a level 3 priest can't heal. This is too perverted. Hey, who dares to provoke Qin Feng? After hearing Hu Qingnu's words, a loud discussion erupted at the scene. The people who were standing next to Qin Feng silently stepped back a few steps, keeping a distance of more than 1 meter from Qin Feng. It seems that if you are too close to Qin Feng, something bad will happen. Even Qin Feng was taken aback by this result. I didn't expect Xiaoyan and Xiaona's attributes after fusion to be so perverted. Even the third-rank priest couldn't help it. It seems that we need to study this knowledge more in the future, and the attributes can be fused. Can the two angels Xiaona and Xiaoyan merge and evolve? Double the happiness. Qin Feng couldn't help thinking of this question. But now is not the time to think about it. In order to avoid trouble, Qin Feng still thinks it's better not to let this guy die. One reason is that this is a school after all, not an illegal place in the wild. Secondly, I didn't intend to kill people at first. I just wanted to scare the chickens and monkeys, and deter those who tried to challenge me, since the goal has been achieved. Li Qing also got the lesson she deserved. It doesn't matter if you save him. Think of this. Qin Feng no longer hesitated, and directly used the holy healing skill on Li Qing. A soft green light slowly emerged. The wounds on Li Qing's body healed and improved visibly with the naked eye. Those broken muscles and bones also slowly recovered under the action of the green light. Well, after a few seconds, Li Qing actually woke up immediately. Looking at the injuries on his body, it didn't even affect his activities. You saved me. Li Qing looked at Qin Feng, whose palm was emitting green light. Saving you is just to save trouble. Qin Feng said coldly. No, I don't mean anything else. Li Qing scratched her head. It's because I have blind eyes. I made mistakes first, and it was my fault to provoke you. I apologize to you. I'm sorry. I swear I will never dare again. This Qin Feng's strength is already completely ahead of the students of the same class. That's right, Li Qing, who is ranked 8th in this sequence, is not Qin Feng's all-in-one enemy. This is really unimaginable. We have also seen Li Qing's performance in the dungeon. Her strength is very good. She can be a tank or a main C. In the future, he is also a good player on the battlefield. Such a person is not Qin Feng's opponent. Quote. On the rostrum, many teachers also discussed and exchanged ideas. As one of the special recruits, Li Qing has a very powerful hidden profession, so she is naturally one of the objects of focus. And his performance in the dungeon is also very eye-catching. It is also a way of pushing horizontally. At the gate of the castle, he even fought against hundreds of spiders, and in the end he was exhausted, so he had no choice but to quit the dungeon. Otherwise, I'm afraid his ranking will be one step higher. Even Qi Gang praised him. However, in front of Qin Feng, who didn't use an angel, he was so vulnerable that he only ended up being killed for an instant. The main reason is that Qin Feng's attributes are too high. The summoner profession can acquire some of the attributes of summoned creatures. The attributes of the two angels are there. Even if the inheritance ratio is very low, Qin Feng's attributes exceed most people. Exactly. That's what the teachers said. Qin Feng's attributes are strong, but his attributes are even more perverted. At this time, Hu Qingnu came back and said with emotion. Qin Feng's attribute is an attribute that I have never seen before. It is neither metal, wood, water, fire, earth, 5 elements, nor rare attributes such as yin and yang, wind and thunder. It's a brand new attribute. You haven't seen Li Qing's injury. Even I can't help Ji Qing's wounds to heal completely. Hu Qingnu's words immediately caused an uproar on the rostrum. Even the headmaster Qin Junction couldn't help but look sideways, with a very surprised look on his face. You mean that Qin Feng can use a brand new attribute energy? That's right. Hu Qingnu nodded. Although they have different attributes from strange demons, they are also extremely tricky. Our human healing techniques are too ineffective in recovering from injuries caused by this energy. Hiss. All the teachers gasped in unison. Hu Qingnu's words are still very authoritative. If he says he can't recover, then he really can't recover. That is to say, who wants to fight Qin Feng in the future, even if he is injured? Once it is invaded by Qin Feng's energy, it will be a big trouble. 1 place and 2 places are okay, but if there are too many, wouldn't it be the same as Li Qing? The priest can't save him. This is outrageous. Qin Feng's speed and strength are relatively high. Even if they are evenly matched, it is inevitable that there will be some minor injuries. Now that they can't even get injured, how should they fight? What are you worrying about? You are not Qin Feng's enemies. You should pay more attention to whether Qin Feng's energy is useful to strange monsters or monsters. If it is equally useful, it is the blessing of our Shengjing University and our mankind. Qi Gang said. That's right, what you should really worry about is Qin Feng's enemies. Qin Junction nodded, quite agreeing. Under the arena. After helping Li Qing recover from her injuries, Qin Feng looked around again. Do you still want to challenge me? Go ahead. The battle between Qin Feng and Li Qing attracted everyone's attention. Almost all the people in the audience are gathered here at this moment. But after Qin Feng finished speaking, the scene fell into a strange silence. Originally, when Qin Feng promised Li Qing not to use angels, there were still quite a few people eager to try Qin Feng's strength. But after seeing Li Qing being instantly killed by Qin Feng, they all died down and lost the courage to fight against Qin Feng. After all, Qin Feng's attack was too ruthless. This mood is good, help you recover from the injury. What if I get impatient with the challenge and don't restore the injury? If I let ordinary priests heal it, it's probably useless, and I'm sure I won't be able to fully recover. Even this risk. Therefore, no one dared to challenge Qin Feng, it was too dangerous. But this was exactly what Qin Feng wanted. The routine of killing chickens to scare monkeys has been very successful. It is estimated that from now on, no one in the university will dare to trouble him again. He no longer has to worry about these trivial matters. Hey, Zhonghe, I heard that you are very dissatisfied with me, how about we have a competition? At this time, Qin Feng suddenly noticed Zhonghe's figure and asked with a smile. Quote. When Zhonghe saw Qin Feng looking over, he felt as if he had been stared at by an ancient beast, and his back felt cold. He hastily waved his hand. Forget it, I'm not your opponent, you are the well-deserved #1 freshman. Wow, Zhonghe's words caused an uproar among the crowd. Zhonghe, who is ranked second, doesn't even have the courage to fight Qin Feng. Is this Qin Feng's sense of oppression? Oh my god. Living at the same age as Qin Feng is both lucky and sad. Fortunately, Qin Feng is from our school, now I am looking forward to Qin Feng's performance in the national competition. Yeah, with Qin Feng, our Shengjing University can finally let out a bad breath in the national competition. So far, Zhonghe's acknowledgement of cowardice also drew a happy ending for the first place in this competition. This ending is beyond everyone's expectations, but it is also reasonable. Everyone came to the same conclusion. Qin Feng is the freshman of Shengjing University, and he deserves to be the #1. I also believe that the word, new life. Before long, Qin Feng can be completely removed. Become Shengjing University. The well-deserved first person. In this way, time passed slowly. An hour later, other freshmen also completed their challenges, and the second stage officially ended. All the freshmen are arranged in the gymnasium according to their rankings. The one who ranked first and stood at the front was none other than Qin Feng. The second place is Wang Ya, and the third place is Zhonghe. I don't know if Zhonghe didn't even challenge Wang Ya because of the closeness between Wang Ya and Qin Feng, and obediently ranked third. This also made everyone admire Qin Feng's might once again. In the eyes of his new students, he was like an unattainable mountain, a godlike existence. It can only be looked up to, not desecrated. Okay, I announce. The freshman competition is officially over. Qi Gang, the dean of Zhanjiang College, walked up to the stage and said loudly. Now, everyone's sequence rankings have been determined, and your dormitories and credits will be allocated according to the rankings. Those students who are not satisfied with the ranking, don't be discouraged. After officially entering the semester, you will still have a chance to challenge once a month. However, this challenge requires a lot of credits for the challenge. Therefore, you'd better weigh your own strength, and don't waste opportunities and credits. In addition, it is the school's rules for obtaining credits. I believe you have all learned about it through the official website, so I won't say more. After Qi Gang made a simple summary of Dabi, he started the next item. The competition for freshmen is over, and now it's time to choose a college. As the dean of the War College, I took the lead in announcing the philosophy of our college. The ultimate goal of Zhanjiang College is to cultivate soldiers who can go to the battlefield of thousands of races and participate in the great cause of defending their homes and the country. I can assure you that those who choose our war academy will get the cruelest but also the most effective training. As long as you can graduate from our war college, you will all become good fighters on the battlefield. However, there are requirements for choosing our Zhanjiang college, and that is to obey. Obey, obey. Qi Gang's domineering voice kept echoing in the gymnasium. As expected of the dean of the war college, speaking with pride. The way he speaks also has a strong military style. To put it bluntly, Zhanjiang College can be regarded as a reserve of an official army, completely subject to militarized management. Those who entered the Zhanjiang Academy would receive the same training as the regular army. Those without great perseverance would simply not be able to adapt to the Zhanjiang Academy's management style. However, many students on the playground were infected by Qi Gang's words. Their childhood dream was to join the army and defend their home and country, so when Qi Gang's words came out, they couldn't hold back. Of course, Qin Feng was among them. However, this completely militarized management made him frown. He doesn't think that the way of group training can be faster than his own way of brushing alone. Therefore, whether to choose Zhanjiang College or not, Qin Feng has not yet made up his mind. Our Magic Academy only recruits professionals whose main output is spells. Here, you will come into contact with skills that are more powerful and have a wider range of damage. As soon as Qi finished speaking, Zhu Huo came out from the side and said loudly. Moreover, people who graduate from our Magic Academy can also become big killers on the battlefield. The opportunity to join the army is no less than that of the War College. So, those magic professionals who want to join the army, you can rest assured that the Magic Academy is your best choice. People who choose the Magic Academy are generally professionals who focus on magic output. Of course, this cannot be generalized. There are also quite a few melee professions that actually use spells to cause damage, but relatively few. Among them, Qin Feng can be counted as the exception. Although Qin Feng had a lot of melee combat, he actually had magic skills, the Holy Light Orb. Moreover, Xiaoyan is also taking the path of magic output. Therefore, it seems that there is no big problem for Qin Feng to choose the magic school. After congratulating the fire, Song Yufei, the dean of the Tactical Academy, walked out slowly. Song Yufei is a slender figure and a wavy beauty with dyed fiery red hair. She is about 35 years old, and her every move and smile is full of the taste of a mature woman. The Tactical Academy is very simple, it is not for cultivating those big soldiers. We cultivate talents who can command the entire battlefield. So, if you want to strategize and win thousands of miles away, the Tactical Academy is your best choice. Also, if you want to come to the Tactical Academy, it is best to learn a profession that can learn the halo of war. Song Yufei's words were very clear. The Tactical Academy is to cultivate characters similar to military divisions. The decisive victory is thousands of miles away, and the strategy is in the air. There is no requirement for combat power, as long as you can learn the skill of war aura. The last one to appear was Tu Su Shuishui, the dean of the School of Life. However, what surprised Qin Feng was that this Dean Tu Su was not a human race. Instead, it has a pair of elves that resemble butterfly wings. Long ears, mouth and eyeballs, it looks very cute. And the dean's voice is also the voice of Susu's little milk. I won't say much. Everyone who works in life should come to Life College. You're all going to get the best upbringing. After finishing speaking, Dean Tu Su blinked playfully, then flew back to the rear. Okay, students, the concepts of the 4 colleges have been publicized. I'll give you 5 minutes to think about it. After you've finished thinking about it, you can log on to the school's official website and choose your college. Qi Gang's voice fell. All the students took out their smart terminals, and after entering their student numbers, they logged into the school's official website and began to choose their colleges. Brother Qin, I don't have anything to worry about. The 350 Academy of Magic is my best choice. Wang Ya quickly finished choosing her college, and then looked at Qin Feng with burning eyes. Which college do you want to choose? Qin Feng smiled. Actually, Zhanjiang College is the most suitable for me, but I can't accept the way of militarized management. Ha ha ha, Qin Feng, you don't have to worry about this. There are exceptions to everything. As long as you choose Zhanjiang College, except for some required courses, you can arrange the rest of your time freely. As soon as Qin Feng finished speaking, Qi Gang laughed and walked in front of Qin Feng, looked at him expectantly and said, Qin Feng, choosing a college is very important, I hope you can think about it carefully. Our magic school is also very suitable for you. Isn't one of your angels hurt by spells? And, I heard old nonsense, your attack seems to carry some attribute elements. In the entire Shengjing University, there is no one who understands the attributes of elements better than me. And, as long as you come to our magic school, how about I can directly give you 2 skill books of the Holy Light attribute? Besides, our magic academy is also the one that studies the summoner profession the most. Choose us, you will definitely not regret it. After Qi Gang finished speaking, Zhu Huo also directly opened a portal and came to Qin Feng's side, saying with great anticipation, I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.